Hey everybody, welcome to Rider Club Radio, yet another edition of the internet's most popular, or second most popular, or somewhere up there.
It's the
Kamen
best.
Rider podcast.
It exists.
It's in the top 100 for sure.
Definitely not
100%.
wasting your time.
I'm your host, Jeff.
And
easier
I'm
on us,
Liam.
Max.
Hi.
Hi.
I guess I'm Max.
And I'm Tomas, the person that feels like we should be shitting on ourselves less.
Oh, we're the best.
Nah.
You know it.
We're the only one that's good.
Damn.
Fuck all the rest of you.
Straight 180, like,
Just
yeah,
coming
we're
out
okay.
swinging.
Actually,
Give
we're
Jeff
the
a gun.
best.
I don't know. I don't know other podcasts, so I assume we're good.
Yeah.
But on this episode of Rider Club Radio, on this month's episode, we're going to be discussing Kamen Rider Build episodes 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38.
It's a fucking
It's the
smorgasbord.
long
So-
haul.
It's going to be
Did you
a
almost say
big one.
ghost?
No, I would never.
Okay. Well, you hesitated on Kamen
I
Rider.
almost just said Kamen Rider.
It's forever
'cause that's what
creeping
they
into
call
subconscious, like a real ghost.
When I
a
throw
parasite.
up, like it comes out when I throw up, I ghost.
I think that's how they wrote the show, actually.
I think Liam also watched a movie.
I started watching Blade and I watched Heisei Generations Final this past couple months. So
What does Blade have to do with Kamen Rider? Oh, Kamen Rider
Fuck.
Blade. Okay.
Fuck off.
Oh,
I want to talk about Blade with Wesley Snipes, all three of them.
All right, I'm on board.
I
Let's
do
it.
know
fuck
those
it.
movies, so I could talk about them. Liam, instead of that, what did you... Well, let's actually just start with Build. I don't want to talk about your dumb movie since I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we'll go to that later.
Let's hop into Kamen Rider Build episode 34.
Okay. I'm back from the dead this month, so I'll give the recap this time.
How did I do last time, by the way? You're the grand poobah of this shit.
You did great. When I was editing, I had a tear in my eye.
I'm so proud!
Yay.
Okay, so in episode 34, if you remember, at the very end of 33, Soichi becomes Kamen Rider Evol. He gets the Evol driver, and he murders the Prime Minister, the shredded, ripped Prime Minister. And
He's pure evil.
he's... I was gonna wait,
Oh
Max,
my god.
but I appreciate you just going balls in.
He got it out of the way, right?
Yeah.
He got it out of the way.
So he's pure evil. He kills the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is like, dude, Gentoku, my son, stop being such a jerk off, and then he dies.
He calls
fades
him an
away.
idiot as he dies. It's,
Stop being such a jerk off.
Yeah, I think he calls him an idiot as he,
he
dies.
does.
He's
He
like,
calls
don't,
him a baka.
don't be evil
Yeah.
anymore.
Don't be
Lead
a
the country.
baka.
Don't be a baka. So Rogue is like, shit, maybe it's time to become good. They all try to fight him. All the riders show up. They try to fight Evil, and they get their asses handed to them, of course. And Sento gets poisoned with alien goop. And Evil is like, look, you can't cure this unless you kill me. That's the only way to get the poison out of his system. So you'll have to bring the box and all your bottles, or I'm just gonna not cure Sento. So yeah, that's it. So he gets Banjo to bring him all the box and the bottles and stuff at an abandoned hospital or something, just some building. And Evil says, Banjo, you were a part of me because there was a probe that they sent to Mars, and I put my goop on the probe, a piece of myself, and then it came back, went into Banjo's mother while she was pregnant with him.
He
accelerated.
re-explains this several episodes later, doesn't he? Or am
Yeah.
I putting it in the wrong spot?
No, I'm pretty sure they mention it again a few times.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he puts the goop inside of Banjo's mother, which accelerates the birth of her baby.
He goes up there.
He
didn't even take her out to dinner.
he's, well, that's why he's so evil, right?
He's
He-
pure
he-
evil. He didn't even take her out to dinner.
He accelerates the birth of her baby, and it's born in 2 months. So Banjo's got evil DNA in him. That's why he's not human. He's half evil. So he's like, Banjo, you're part of me. You're here to destroy the world just like me. And Banjo's like, no! And they fight because he's got to beat him to save Sento, to get the poison out of Sento.
I have a question before we continue.
Sure, go right ahead.
It's Kamen Rider evil, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah, he's Evolt. When he's not...
But
yeah,
okay,
when he's not a
it's
rider.
evil. Okay,
It's
just wanted to
Evolto.
clear
Yeah.
that up with.
You have
myself.
no idea how much I confuse those two, Evolt and Evil, because they're the same fucking word. But yeah, he's Evolt now, my bad. He's Kamen Rider Evil, much in
Just
the way we
never
call...
call him Kamen Rider Evil, since no one else does. He's only
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah. Much in the way that we always...
It just makes things simpler.
Exactly. So he's Evolt. My bad. He's Evolt, and Banjo is fighting him, and they fight, and they fight, and they fight a million times, and Banjo's hazard level goes up to 5, which is high enough for Evil to fuse with him. Evolt. To fuse with him. So he goes inside Banjo, he leaves Soichi behind, and Banjo becomes evil. And Sento, the poison, leaves Sento's body.
Magically takes it out of him.
They do this whole, like, double take thing. It's like, oh, the poison left. He must have killed him. And then the smoke clears, and he's standing there with fucking Goku hair.
Yeah,
He has
Banjo-
gone Super Saiyan.
His hair is like straight, like it's like poofed out like a foot away from his head now, which is an indicator that he's evil.
He's got that 90s poof.
If anybody
Yeah.
has that hair, they're evil.
Yep.
Rachel from Friends.
We were on a break.
I think this episode was really cool. I think it's a bit bullshit how Evolt keeps, like, the villains in Build in general keep having these huge opportunities to murder Sento, and then they go, no, you still have a role to play.
Yeah.
Which, to be
it's all
fair-
my plan.
Like, they
It seems bullshit, but they still totally do have a role.
like
to
they always
play.
explain
To
it
a
later.
point. Like,
Yeah.
not to go further ahead, but in the last 2 episodes, like, Sento, quote unquote, has absolutely no fucking role to play anymore, but he still doesn't kill him.
Yeah,
Apparently he does in some way. The evil.
His role is to be the protagonist.
Deeper than a septic
Yeah,
tank.
he's talking about the show. You still have a role to play, the protagonist.
Your contract hasn't ended
Yeah,
yet.
your role is to kill me at the end.
Yeah. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of Foundation X's plan.
look, if he doesn't get with Misora, then they can't have, like, a fucking post-movie where they relate all of this to, like, family shit. And they talk about their kids, like the way they did in Drive, where it's like, oh yeah,
It'd be a little bit more awkward.
She's pregnant.
That way,
We're doing all
I
this.
think, because he's gonna like murder his father-in-law. Well, I guess not anymore. That sucks. That'd make it way more interesting though. If he murdered his father-in-law and then he married Misora.
That'd be fucked up. I think they're not gonna end up together. I think Drive was the exception.
No,
Kamen
that's
Rider is always
definitely
like
not gonna happen.
yeah, Kamen Rider is always like extreme sexual tension that goes nowhere for 50 episodes.
It's called friendship. It's only sexual tension when 2 dudes do it.
Oh yeah, I
Idiot.
forgot. Whoops, sorry.
Why can't they just be friends?
They can't. They can't.
Maybe it can't be Sento and Misora because Kazumian would just get cock-blocked.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
thought-
That'll probably
Even
that'll
though-
probably be what happens. It'll be like double instead of like Drive, where like the secondary guy gets the girl.
I thought they were gonna put Banjo together with Misora. in
No,
an
they
earlier
dropped that
episode,
shit
really.
like a hot potato.
Yeah, it seemed like it, but then they just forgot. Maybe
The show just loves to ship everyone with Misora and sort of gauge interest.
what about Sawa?
Yeah, Sawa is. Pardon
She's
me
gonna
for
be a
saying.
Christmas cake.
Pardon me for saying. Sawa is the more attractive of the 2 ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say it.
Even if she's a dirty
Well, maybe that
trash.
has something to do with it, right?
That's part of the
Personality
sex appeal.
matters a lot. Too.
Yeah.
It's all part. Oh,
She's dangerous.
I love
It's
a
kinda
traitor.
hot.
I love
Yeah.
a lady
the
who
kind
will
of
kill
women
me.
that Liam likes now.
I love Banjo's evil hair. I love that that's the indicator that he's bad now. Because they didn't...
It's cooler than
it's
cooler
great.
than Sento's evil hair.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sento becomes the protagonist of Persona 4 when he gets kidnapped. But, like, it's not enough that he, like, acts different and his face is different and his stance is different and his voice is different. They're like, give him the hair. Make his hair all fucked up. That's how they know. It's... I don't know, I think it's funny.
It just means he's different.
So, what did you guys think of the episode overall, though?
It's moving everything along steadily. I mean, the thing about fusing the 2 halves together to make the whole is, you know, it's threatening, I guess.
So,
I mean,
Max,
I
you don't seem
guess.
too impressed. Yeah, I guess.
It happened. It was a thing. More stuff happened.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that Banjo is like half of evil. I like that that's his alien DNA. That's
Evil.
Fuck me.
Fuck it. Just say whatever.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
He's half of
None
the
of this
bad
matters.
alien.
None of this.
He's it's a fun angle for his character. The show doesn't run very far with it because he loses it in a future episode. He gets rid of the DNA.
He gets it
but,
back.
well, he does something weird. I don't even know if he got it back yet. Really,
He just got a little.
he got
I
a
guess.
little bit.
I don't know.
He got a little whiff of it.
He's got his
Maybe he was just touched.
pinky toe still has it in it.
Yeah, that must be it. That's the only way.
I feel like him taking over Banjo is like sort of normal territory for a Kamen Rider series. If somebody's going to get taken over by an evil guy, it's definitely
It's gonna be the secondary.
It's definitely going to be the secondary rider.
Oh yeah.
So imagine my surprise in the future episodes.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was actually fairly impressed by the effect of Evolt talking through Banjo's mouth. It mostly lines up really well. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I thought it looked kind of awkward.
It looks
but
a bit off to me, but the
Yeah.
timing is fine.
It's just because Banjo is so stiff.
That's true. And he's not like overselling it in the same way that like
Sento was.
yeah, Sento
Sento's
does
actor.
it, yeah. And
He
Soichi.
was hamming it up.
Overall the episode was like really cool. Like somebody made the comment, I forget who, that every episode of Kamen Rider Build feels like the penultimate episode.
Oh yeah, I said that on Twitter.
Yeah.
It
So
always
you
feels
were
like it's
right.
almost the end. Yeah.
You were right. It feels like it's like 2 or 3 episodes until it ends, but we're only up to 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just this consistent high tension of, oh man, how's this gonna
Yeah.
end? And then it's just like, oh, no, we're gonna keep it going, we're gonna keep cranking that fucking build
Like,
driver.
I'm used to there being
Cranking.
I'm used to there being like I'm used to there being an audio wave, right? Like the up and down curve of a show where like the heroes are in control of the situation and then not.
Yeah.
But our heroes have been like completely fucked since like episode 20.
They're getting strung along like crazy
Yeah.
in this show.
This rising action is taking forever.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
No, it's like you said, consistent tension through the show that's like keeping you on the edge of your seat for every new episode.
It's mostly because they end the show with something
Yes,
crazy.
There's always
Yeah,
a
it's a
cliffhanger.
cliffhanger. Yeah.
And the fact that they have so many crazy ways to end the episodes is like, they have a ton of fucking material for this show.
It's great. Like, there's no status quo that the show ever gets back to. It's constantly, like, jumping. It keeps your balls, like, moving, that's for sure.
Keeps your balls
Keeps balls moving all over the place.
Excuse me?
I was trying to come up with a good metaphor, and I could not.
No, that was a
So-
pretty stupid.
It keeps the balls in the air, is what you were trying to say.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, Jeff. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here to bail you
Keeps
out.
the ball rolling.
Keeps
I
the
don't know.
ball rolling.
Any of that
Keeps your
would
balls
work.
rolling. Yeah.
I feel like
Keeps your balls in your hand.
Banjo.
Stop watching me while I watch Kamen Rider.
Oh.
Heyo.
I don't like. I feel kind of the same way Max does in that like him fusing with Banjo was like shitty for Banjo, but it was like it didn't really raise the stakes as much as I would have felt like it should have. But the stakes get raised so fucking fast in the next few episodes you don't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It felt
I mean,
more like something that had to happen in order for Evolt to become whole again. And then Evolt just treats all the Kamen Riders like fucking revolving doors and just pops in and out. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to take over Kazumin next for some fucking reason.
Why would he ever do that? Kazuman is
I don't know. Maybe he needs
useless.
the knowledge of a potato farmer.
He needs to be noticed.
Like, Grease is worthless at this point. Like he just
Oh,
gets
yeah.
his ass kicked and then pines over Misora.
I would feel bad if I was him. He's
All of
the
his
Yamcha.
friends are dead, and like his home is destroyed. He can't. The girl he likes won't even call him by his fucking name.
It's pretty
I
sad.
remember seeing in a magazine that he'll get his super ultra mega special upgrade.
Is he getting an upgrade?
Sure.
That's the most shocking spoiler yet.
No, not really.
Oh.
But
Okay, I think I know what this is. And
he's gonna have 2
yeah,
twin
exactly.
breakers.
Oh yeah,
That's so fucking... Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
stupid.
Somebody did that fucking 2 hot dogs thing at it with it. How come you get 2 twin breakers? I don't
Amazing.
know, Banjo. How come you get 2 fucking upgrades?
Like, okay, Banjo in these episodes gets to be Evolt. He gets to be the super Evolt.
Yes.
He gets to have lava. He gets to be super new color version of his first form.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, but yeah.
But fucking Grease gets 2... He gets 2 drills. That's his thing.
Unstoppable.
That's it.
Shafted.
Dude, it does not pay to be the secondary rider, but it especially doesn't pay to be a tertiary rider.
Yeah.
Tertiary.
It's like
Speaking.
he's
What
down
is-
there with Rogue at this point. Like he's
Yeah,
never
Rogue
getting
is like
another
the quaternary rider.
Is quaternary
Just
a word, or
brooding.
was that like a little gymnastics?
That
I
is-
think it. I think
don't
it
think
is.
it is a
Just
word.
not in the way that
It
it's
fucking is now.
It's not a. It's in the dictionary now that Tamaz said it, motherfucker.
It's
I
some
just-
bullshit that Tomas would put down in Scrabble.
No, quaternary.
It's a word. Look it up,
Quaternary.
idiot.
Yeah, I just looked it
Sure.
up.
Yeah.
Quaternary,
Is it?
consisting of 4, arranged in
points for
4s,
Tomas right here.
Watto.
Nice.
having 4 principal constituents,
It's a quadruple word score.
Wait,
or a group of 4, or the number 4.
Quado, like from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Sure.
Watto? Did you say Watto?
Watto.
I heard Watto.
Star Wars?
The Phantom Menace.
Fuck.
Do you want to talk about episode 35?
Yeah, let's move on to episode 35.
So, in episode 35, Evolt is in Banjo's body, and he's like, okay, I'm going into the building where the box is. I'm going to go grab the box. And Sento comes and fights him, and Evolt has a new form that's like a dragon version of his usual form.
You got a dragon
Yeah,
helmet
it's just
on.
the same helmet from the dragon form, but just on the body of Evolt,
Yeah, it's cool looking,
which I was
think.
fine with. I think that's
The
a cool
shoulders...
gimmick.
Yeah, the shoulders are a little different, too.
There's a lot
Abs-
of evil forms.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, therein lies my problem with what form I'm gonna make the wallpaper out of this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Too
I
many
kind of
options.
don't want to do Evolt again, but it would just be like another cross dragon with slightly different colors if I don't. So I don't know.
Up to you.
Or
I'll
you
do-
could take the one from the preview of 38.
Maybe I'll do Misora.
Do
Maybe
it.
I'll have her be the one.
It's about time. So, not surprisingly, Sento gets fucking punked. And Evolt Banjo is like, you still have a role to play, that's why I didn't kill you. I infected her baby. And I threatened Katsuragi's dad, what was his name, Katsuragi Shinobu,
Yeah.
into making the Evolve driver for me. Because like he had a version from Mars, and he brought it, and Katsuragi's
it
dad
was
like
broken, and his
Yeah.
dad fixed it.
he fixed it up, and that's why he killed himself, was because he was so guilty about fixing the evil driver for evil that he just murdered himself. And he said, I purposely just made Banjo go through so much garbage and have a terrible life to raise his Hazardo level until it was, at 5.0 so I can go into his body. And after like telling his whole life story, he grabs the box and the bottles and he bails. And Sento wakes up, and Gentoku's in the cafe. He's in Cafe Nishida.
He's in the pit.
He's in the pit, and they're like, join us, Gentoku. And Gentoku's like, I don't know. No, maybe not.
He's like, no, I'm evil, man. I do evil things. You guys are punk bitches. I'm gonna leave.
Well,
Pussies.
Check
it's
out my
more that
beard.
he's probably just feels ashamed for all the shit he's done. He's like, I don't deserve to
Yeah,
be
we
here.
call this thing a joke, Tamaz.
Well, I didn't laugh.
Fuck. So, Evolt appears.
You bought yourself a one-way ticket to getting made fun of this entire fucking episode, sir.
Evolt.
Okay.
Evolt appears.
What else is new?
Evolt appears in the cafe, and he kicks everybody's asses, and he grabs the bottles, and he says, look, I have all the bottles now. He teleports everybody to the middle of Pandora's Tower for maximum dramatic effect. And he says, I have all the bottles now. He builds the tower, and the tower is fully all the way to the sky. And he's like, the world's gonna fucking end now. This is it. And this is the episode that I thought was like, oh, is the next episode the last episode? Like, this is it, right?
Yeah.
It felt really
Oh,
like,
no.
oh my god, this is it. What? Already?
I thought this episode was fantastic for that exact reason, where I was like, how is, like, this is the climax of the show. Like, how are they going to keep ramping it up from here? And it's kind of funny how they do it in the next episode. He's got the little trigger, and he's like, this is the switch. Oh, it's not working. Fuck. I have to go. This is awkward.
Oh man, shit.
He's not even that bothered by it. He just hits it and he's like, oh, it doesn't work now? Alright, whatever.
Well, he's
the
got all the
solution-
time he wants.
Yeah.
Does that thing come from the inside of the box? I don't remember.
It comes from... Oh, man. I think it's from inside of the box after Pandora's Tower is built. I don't remember. It's been a few weeks.
Maybe he just had it. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it came from the box. I think.
Yeah, it's more like he didn't just have it. He got it when he got that new form.
Did you guys like this episode? Episode 35?
Fuck yeah.
Man, everyone gets styled on.
I loved it. I love that everyone gets their asses beat.
Shit looks dire.
Yeah, I agree with Liam completely. This episode was like, how far along are we in the show?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's won now, right? What the fuck is anybody gonna do about it?
Like, what's
His
left?
button no work.
That's in the next episode, though, is the thing. In this episode...
How he make world go boom?
It's like he built the bomb, and then he lit the fuse, and the fuse didn't go off.
Yeah.
He's Wile E. Coyote just pushing down on the plunger and it won't budge.
But, like, the whole show, or, like, half the show, is built around, like, oh, the ticking clock, the big ticking clock of the plot is they can't build Pandora's Tower, or we're fucked. And in this episode, 35 out of 50-ish, they build the tower. So I thought that was really fun, that they're willing to, like, to go there this early.
Also, there's Stonehenge inside the tower.
Like the random rock formations,
yeah.
all in the circle.
Is that because aliens made Stonehenge?
Yes.
That must be it,
Probably.
yeah.
People love to, like, talk about that or make allusions to it. It's like, oh yeah, because there's aliens, we put Stonehenge here.
Kamen Rider Evil.
Aliens.
But
Make
aliens
Stonehenge.
did make Stonehenge, everybody.
Yeah. You
Sure
know?
they did, Jeff.
And the pyramids.
And Easter Island.
And they also made the Washington Monument.
No one could possibly build a thing that big.
That was the cloud people that made the...
Yeah,
Oh,
the
of course,
Anunnaki are the ones
Yes,
who fucking
cloud
did it.
On next episode of Rider Club Radio, we talk about how Kamen Rider Evolt is from planet Xenu.
Buy our brain medicine.
What
It's
I
just
love,
like that other show you like.
Ayo. What I love so much about Evolt is that he has, you know, that thing that Kamen Riders always do, where they jump and they're in a totally different locale when they land.
Oh, that's his superpower.
That's his thing. He's like, we need a more wide open space to choreograph this fight, so let's go to the barren wastes. That's what he does.
He just manipulates reality and creates a better scene, and it's just like, this is what I wanted to do, and the people that are making the show are like, oh, finally we found a good reason to do it.
Is it this episode? No, it's way later when they go to the beach. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and
that's
point
like
it out
the-
now because I'm gonna forget about it. But like, there are mirrors stuck in the ground everywhere in that scene. And
That was 38.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was very, very impressed with the fact that there are no cameras in any of the mirrors. Although there is one shot where there is a CGI rock in one of the mirrors that is absolutely a camera that they had the CGI over.
I did not catch that.
Well.
It's a good eye. But I love that that's like his thing. He's like, yeah, it's too cramped in here. And then there's someone
I need
else.
more space to kick your ass.
Mhm.
Let's go to the quarry.
The old abandoned quarry on the edge of town.
There's something like
Put some
really
geometric shapes everywhere, too.
There's something really like ballsy about the fact that they set up this like Liam said, this like ultimate horror that could happen. We have to stop Pandora Tower from existing, and they're just like, all right, well, it happens halfway through the show, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? Like, that's super ballsy as a writer. You could easily write yourself into a corner that way, which I gotta say, I don't think the writers of the show are gonna do. I think they have the skill that they know
and now
exactly
it's 6
where
months
they're going.
later, and now it's 6 months later, and Kafka rules the planet.
See, it's like
Okay.
it's.
I didn't laugh, but fuck you.
Look, we'll
love
save
you,
save the fucking
I love
blood
you too,
feud.
Tomas.
Yeah. It's ballsy. It's constantly raising the stakes. Build is, and they have a decent excuse for it not being the instant end of the world. So I liked it. I thought it was a good choice.
It's a weird excuse that's kind of nebulous, really. Like, the button just doesn't work.
I loved that. He's like, "No, you're all fucked," and Sento's like sitting there helpless, like this is the end. And he's like, "Fucking hell, I have to leave."
Guess it's not ready yet.
Yeah, 1 in
Gotta
5 men.
throw it
This
back in the
happens
oven.
to. Yeah. I guess we can go into episode 36 about that because that's the episode.
These episodes flow into one another so easily.
Yeah, it's easy to start talking about the next one because.
So let's talk about episode 36.
Yeah. Okay. So Evolt has it's called Pandora's Trigger, or the Pandora Trigger, and he hits it and it doesn't work. It's all like rocky and soot colored and burned or whatever. It's not ready, so he leaves. He's like, I gotta go. And Vernage appears and teleports Sento away, and the whole gang teleports him back to the pit.
With Pandora's box.
With Pandora's box, they get it back. Not sure what it's useful for now, but she reveals back at the pit that Evolt is not a Martian, but in fact something that came to Mars to fuck everybody up.
And as it turns out, Vernage was a pair of glowing eyes and a hand.
Yeah, and she had like
That should be the wallpaper.
I thought about that too. I was like, man, that would be really easy.
It should be that guy from Star Trek that's in like the dark
Oh,
clouds.
fucking Nagilum. That's who that shit should be.
That fucking guy.
I have to kill half your crew for fun.
Alright, Thanos.
So she's
Topical.
she's like eyes, and she has like a light sword, and she's like, I fought him at the end of Mars, but he stored his energy in Pandora's box to escape, and her bracelet was brought back from Mars as well. She was in the bracelet, and so that's how she possessed Misora.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Were there other people on the mission with Soichi?
There has to have been. There's no way they just send one guy to Mars alone.
They only ever show one guy.
Here's what happened. They sent multiple people, but only Soichi took the box. That's my
It
explanation.
has to be someone else who took the bracelet, because fucking Evolt isn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to take this fucking Vernage bracelet that can hurt me back to Earth with me.
Well, that was Jimmy, the American buddy, that was there.
It was the guy from Rocket Man.
It's possible. Like, did they show Soichi getting possessed on Mars
Yes.
specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
They show
Well,
his
then-
eyes light up every time.
Yeah,
Okay.
the evil goop goes in him and he takes the driver while he's on there. It's just
Okay.
someone else probably grabbed it. There's probably another... They wouldn't fucking send
It
one
really
guy
doesn't
to
matter
Mars.
that much, honestly. I'm just a nitpicking asshole.
Details are interesting, at
Maybe-
the very least. I don't think you're
may-
nitpicking. I think you're just trying to understand some of the more fine details.
Maybe Evolt didn't even know. Maybe he was like, I'll take this shiny bracelet and sell it once I get back
Maybe
to
he was
Earth.
like, this will be my trophy for defeating...
I'm gonna pawn it to get my start.
Did they? Did they mention why Misora was affected by the bracelet? Because if they didn't, I would have thought that it would be because like she just resonated with the bracelet because she was pure of heart or some shit, like some Disney
I think she
princess
was just
stuff.
in the room.
I think she's the only one that put her hand on the glass.
Just a convenient placement.
It happened pretty early. She was like 9 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really young. So Rogue is there again and he leaves. And after he goes, Sento takes a panel out of the box and he makes a little cube out of it. And he says, look, this fits into the driver and it lets your Hazardo level go beyond the human limits.
And the screen continually flashes danger.
That's my favorite part. They're like, are you sure you should use this? It seems like you'll die. And there's a great shot.
Nah.
Yeah, it shows the screen be like, danger, you will die.
The computer is like trying to warn them about it. Like every time they ask, it suddenly starts flashing danger. Like, no, you guys don't understand. Danger.
I feel like
User
it's trying to
of
warn
upgrade.
Misora that Sento is still lying to her.
And he's like, it's fine. While the screen's like, death imminent, you will be turned inside out. Your penis will explode. He's like, everything's gonna be fine. Because if you remember, humans can only go to 4 hazard level, and he needs to get beyond there. So he's got this big box, this big ridiculous box that sticks out of your belt. And he goes to fight. And meanwhile, our good pal Grease, Kazumin, he meets Rogue on the road, where like the grave of the 3 colored people are. The 3.
Whoa, we don't use that term.
Akaba, Aoba, and Kiba.
Yee.
The colors are yellow, blue, and red.
Cut
BT
that out.
dubs. Not what you were thinking.
Look, I'm gonna take up for all the blue people listening to this. Skeeter, I got your back.
Thank you, Jeff. He goes to the grave and he says, "Look, I haven't forgiven you for beating up Akaba and killing him. If I beat you, you have to do whatever I want." And Rogue agrees for some reason, so they fight on the road. And Kazumin wins somehow. And
Rogue
he says,
just kind of throws in the towel. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, he mentions that later, that, like, even though it was never mentioned before in the show, you have to have, like, a drive, like, something that's pushing you in order to be a Kamen Rider, or else, like, the system won't work correctly.
which is
So
weird.
I figure that's why he
Need
got
that
his shit right.
conviction.
Kazumin wins, and he says, "Look, the thing that I'm going to make you do is work with us." And Rogue's like, "I never would have expected that. It's a maybe. It's a solid maybe." Which means he's going to come at the last second to help everybody when he needs it most.
Mm-hmm.
Kazumin
So he
says the strangest line about it, too. He's like, "We need you to help us now more than ever, but no rush or anything."
Take your time.
Yeah. Think it over, pal. So, fucking Banjo makes trouble downtown. He's just got smashes for some reason, and he's just smashing up the downtown. And Sento goes to fight him, and he uses the upgrade. But apparently that was part of Evolt's plan, and Evolt reaches his hand inside of Sento and fuses with him and leaves Banjo. So Sento's got, like, white hair now, and he's all evil, and he has Evolt's voice. And Banjo is left to try and fight. What did you guys think of episode 36?
That is actually something that Liam and I discussed on the old Rider Club radio, how awesome it would be if the main rider just got fucking, like, murdered or taken out of the picture, and the secondary rider had to be the hero.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
So I thought that was a really cool twist.
It's a shame it doesn't last long at all.
That's true.
I don't even know why Evolt even tried to possess him in the first place.
I'm thinking it had something to do with that little box-a-majig that he made.
Oh.
Maybe it was because part of it was like Pandora's box. It looked like he took the remains of Pandora's box. Like, I think they showed it like folding up into this little cube, and
Yeah.
somehow he was able to tell Pandora's box to fold into something.
Yeah, that was my question there, is like, how does Pandora's box keep functioning as if it's whole, even though Sento took a piece of it and turned it into his upgrade?
It's magic. Dad's research.
He used computer.
Dad's
Yeah.
research.
He used science and computers to do it.
He's a genius.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers
I
to.
That's
guess
the
I
answer.
guess
Yeah.
all these answers are satisfactory?
He's a genius physicist. That's why he can fold the box.
Tensai Butsuri.
That's it.
He talks
Tensai
about, like,
Butsuri.
he has to be stronger or something to activate his little trigger.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's, like, maybe dumb. Like, maybe he's a secret idiot. Because he takes over Sento's body, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I can't control Pandora's box anymore because I'm not an alien. Fuck."
Fucked up. And he blames Sento. That's next episode.
Yeah, I'm
He's
like, you did it. You're the one who did it, dum-dum. What are you...
He didn't want any of this. It's kind of...
Why he possessing so many people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's so possessive. fucking
Very good. Very good.
fucking ghost, space
I
ghost.
thought that was funny. Fuck you guys.
Space ghost, coast to coast, possessing everybody.
He's going from one coast of Japan to the next, yeah. Just possessing
Yeah.
everybody you can find.
I love that throughout all of this, like, he keeps going back and talking to, like, Chairman Nanba, and Chairman Nanba's like, "I'm still in control, even though I'm a 90-year-old man with a cane."
He's just like, sure,
Whatever, Mr. Figurehead.
I'll
Like,
totally not kill you later.
yeah, the whole time he's like, "You're doing this all for me, right?" And Evolt's like, "Yeah."
Totally.
He's
See you
like-
later. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
It actually turns out that Chairman Nanba is the most gullible man that ever lived, because like he's like, why don't you have Pandora's box anymore? That's the only thing I need. It's the only reason I'm working with you in any way, shape, or form. And he's like, oh, it's all part of my plan. You'll understand later. And he's like, okay.
When I kill you.
What?
It's,
He actually did say, "Hey, make sure you get that box back," and he's like, fine."
This is the bloodstock pattern, though, that's been followed since the beginning, is he goes to someone powerful, and he's like, hey, I'll work for you, and then he gets something that he wants, and then he murders them, and then he goes to another person, he's like, hey, I'll work for you, and they're like, surely he won't murder me.
Is this
I'll
the
let him work for me.
is this the one with the Gear Brothers in it?
If they are, I didn't write them in my notes, because they're totally
Because
those guys.
I could not fucking believe. I couldn't believe it that they did it 2 more times.
Oh, that's in the next episode. That's
We're-
in 37.
Fucking, I'll
Fucking
rant about it
bullshit.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is. I have lots to say about that too.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, seriously.
We're like the fuck bros.
Oh,
I thought
take that
yeah, I
shit,
thought
you dead idiots.
the Funky Boys. Spoilers, Jeff.
Oh, also Chairman Nanba dies. So.
Spoilers.
Tamaz
Vader
spoiled
is
me
Luke's
on that
father.
the other night. Actually,
I did. It's pretty funny.
him and our friend Eric, who we have an email from coming up later.
Hey.
We're just like talking, and Tamaz is like, "Yeah, I can't believe he fucking killed him." And I was like, "What?"
And I was like, oh!
I just started laughing because it was so blatant.
Because we'd been talking about episode 38 prior to that. And Jeff was like, oh yeah, it's fine, whatever. So I figured he was just like, yeah, I don't care about
I
spoilers.
really
and
didn't, but it was just so blatant, and like Eric like immediately like clammed up. I just had to laugh.
It's like that Simpsons bit when Homer's walking out of Empire Strikes Back. He's like, I can't believe Darth Vader was Luke's father.
But he dies. They all die.
He totally dies in 2 episodes.
If Chairman Nanba dying is a spoiler, you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, he was also 90 years old. He could have died of like fucking natural causes by now.
Now that would have been great. That would have been a good
if he
ending.
just like died in his sleep and that was it.
Like Evolt comes back and he's like, "Where's the old man?" And one of his secretaries is like, "Yeah, dude, he had a heart attack. He's
And
done."
what would make that a million times better is if his actor was perfectly fine. Like they didn't do it because he died or anything.
No,
They
of
just had
course
the
not.
old man die off screen.
They just had to
The
get him
actor
out of the
wanted
story.
I thought that
money,
was
so
the
they cut
joke,
him
not
out.
that his actor died.
Other people laughed at it. I was just saying.
Uh-huh.
His actor died. That would just be tragic. It'd be a tragedy.
Didn't you say he was Teton?
Yeah, he's Titan from
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Stronger.
He's the Grand Teton.
Teton.
1,000-eyed Teton.
I had a hard time taking him seriously when everyone called him Teton.
It's much cuter.
It is a very cute
It sounds,
name,
yeah, it
actually.
sounds like a kitten. Yeah.
It's like something I would call my dog or something if I had one.
Oh.
Oh.
I also wish I had a dog.
If I had one!
Does anybody else have anything to say about this episode before we move on to the next?
I liked it.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
It was good.
So let's move on to the next.
Thank you. Okay, so episode 37. So he's taken over. Evolt has taken over Sento's body, and he says maybe now the rocky, dusty, gross Pandora's trigger will work, and it still doesn't. He's like, I don't have enough power. He leaves.
He's like, this fucking thing. God
He's
damn it.
Banjo tries to fight him, but he can't transform anymore because he doesn't have alien DNA. So I guess his hazard level is down, and he can't use the belt. So he can't even transform. So our hero, Grease, jumps in. He says, I'll take care of it, boys. Don't worry. I'm
dude
the
gets
main character.
He gets the grease kicked out of him.
He gets
Like, literally,
the
actually.
Yeah.
Because his shit just spews grease after he gets kicked.
He gets
I
his,
thought after that, like, that was it for Grease, and the freaking robot jelly just, like, broke open and fell
yeah,
on the
that's
ground.
what I thought too.
I
thought
actually
his
did
belt
too.
busted.
I guess
But,
we're all on the same wavelength there.
It just looks like his belt is broken, but he just gets bodied really hard, and Evolt just fucks off as he always does. And he's going to the cafe to get the box, but Vernage like moves it with her mind to a beautiful seaside location to get it away from him.
It's
What I wonder,
under another building.
Yeah, what I wonder is like what happened to the first floor of that apartment building? Like where are those people?
She found an apartment building with a hole in the first floor that was the exact shape and size.
Did we ever see the second story of that building?
No, I don't think so.
So it might be that she just moved that entire section of the building,
I mean, there's
and maybe, or was only the first story gone?
I think
Only the first story was
Just
gone.
the first story.
The
yeah.
mystery that we're discussing is like the seaside house. Its first floor is replaced. What the fuck was there before? And what happened
Yeah,
to it?
I was thinking maybe
orphanage.
that was just like the first and the second story.
an orphanage
Just-
with the
just
exact
smashed
square
it.
footage.
Like there's just 1,000 corpses underneath. That
It was
building
Soichi's
now.
beach house.
And what if the cafe was a load-bearing cafe in that other building?
It's a huge hazard now.
Load-bearing cafe.
Yeah.
I've got one of those in my basement, yeah.
There's
We've all
your
got one
episode
of those.
title.
That is a good episode title.
Yeah. I think we're going to go with load-bearing cafe this week. So she moves it to a beautiful seaside location. Evolt is he's like in Pandora's Tower, and he's like, I can't use the box anymore. Damn you, Sento. How dare you let me take over your body? For this,
Damn you, Sento, for letting me control you and ruining my own plans.
Why didn't
this
you
all-
try to stop me? Wait, you did.
I'm going to kill your friends and wipe your mind for this, you fuck.
Not
He
like I
also-
was not gonna do that anyway.
Yeah. He reveals that he needs fucking hazard level 6 to activate the trigger. No one has it yet. So he's commiserating on what to do. So he calls the gang and he says, look, boys, I'm going to erase Sento's brain if you don't bring the box to the underground parking garage right now.
Get your asses over here so I can grind levels.
Yeah. So they go to make the trade, and Evolt says, alright, time to fight. They have a big fight. The Heck Bros are there. And just when Grease is about to get killed, as he does, Rogue interferes and he says, I've decided to help after all. I'm gonna do it. I'm good now. And there's a big fight, big impressive choreography fight. And in the midst of it all, Banjo grabs the dragon bottle from Evolt, but the evil version of it that he's been using, the one.
Yeah,
Destiny one. Yeah.
the piston
Yeah, and-
model.
Yeah, and he uses it to punch Evolt in the face so hard that he gets his hazard level back somehow. He absorbs it from the bottle.
He tries real hard.
Yeah. And he wakes up burning. So he uses it in his little dragon. And he turns into, I don't know, what was the name of it? It has an official name.
Great dragon.
Yeah, Great
Great.
Dragon.
Great Dragon. That's it. Great Cross Dragon.
Crate
Or
dragon.
cross- Great Dragon. Is that a Knights of the
Boodle.
Public reference? Or...
It's another
Wrong
Star Wars
show.
reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So he turns into fucking Cross Great Dragon, and he uses it a little bit, and then he goes straight to Magma. I guess they just love that form a lot.
Buy now on Premium Bandai.
Yep, it's still on the shelf, so they gotta show it off.
Hey man,
him-
Magma's cool. I'm okay with it.
It's a slick-ass form, I'll say that, but...
Oh, I was
also like-
talking about the Great Dragon thing.
Yeah, I like Great Dragon too. I was gonna say I like that a little more.
It's got,
But,
I like the evil colors. The evil
Yeah.
colors.
It's a
The
cool
maroon.
color scheme.
There hasn't been a maroon rider.
Yeah, that very deep maroon looks nice with the blue. All the riders, they jump at once. Grease, Rogue, and Banjo, they all do a big triple rider kick. And I guess this is the perfect thing. I guess you can kick power into the Pandora trigger, because that's what he does. He blocks it with the Pandora trigger, and then he goes, aha! It gets all clean, and he uses it to ascend to his final fucking form. And he dumps Sento's body and turns into super ultra black and white coat. Evil, Kamen Rider Evil.
Deus.
Black Hole.
Black Hole, thank you. I don't know
Yeah.
the names of any form.
They only say it 8 times when he's transforming.
Yeah.
See, if it was 9 times, I would have remembered, but 8,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
not happening, yeah. So he transforms into Black Hole Evil, and everyone's like, well, this is it, the world's over. At episode 37, we're all fucked. That's the end. What did you guys think of episode 37? Thoughts?
Well,
Like,
Sento's
dislike?
also lying on the ground, and he's lost his memories because now he's the devil scientist again.
He
Oh,
goes
yeah.
back to being Katsuragi.
He goes back to Katsuragi Takumi.
I like how he holds his temple. He's like, "Oh yes, I am. Oh, I'm Katsuragi."
So the Heck brothers are in this episode.
Yeah, barely.
Oh, are they?
Oh yeah, they do the
They
stupid
do
fucking...
the
forgot
same
to-
thing. Like, I've complained about this in previous episodes. I'm sure people are like, fast forward. But I couldn't fucking... I guess I could have fast forwarded through it, but I didn't think they were going to do the same exact thing again. They do it twice again, actually. They do it again in the next episode, where one of the Heck bros, the same one, Gear, I think...
Yeah.
Gets his shit, engine gear, gets his shit rocked, and then he gives the other bro the thing, and he becomes Heck Bros.
Yeah.
In the exact same fashion, every single time.
And it never helps.
Please.
No.
Well, they have to stop now, but.
If it's in 39, someone didn't get the memo.
So, they could have done literally anything else with those characters for just one fight, and I would have been much happier as a person.
Nope.
I would have been happier if they just would have shot themselves in the head with that nebula gun.
Summon the persona.
If they didn't exist in the show, I'd be a lot happier, honestly. The show is
And
like a
we've-
really fucking great show, but if there's one glaring problem for me, it's how worthless those two characters are.
Like, there's statistically someone's favorite characters has to be the Heck Bros.
But how?
Ooh, yeah.
I hate those statistics. Can we
just
just burn those
statistically.
statistics?
Max, I need to correct your English. Using the word character to refer to the Heck Bros it's not grammatically correct. It's
Statistically, somebody's favorite
Sorry,
action figure is the Heck Bros.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
The
designed...
suits are really
prop.
even kind of meh.
is
The
prop a
forms
better
aren't
word?
bad. I like the suits.
Their
They're kinda
suits
cool.
They're
are just
okay.
their suits are just by Kaiser from the movie.
They're recolored movie rider suits,
Yeah.
yeah. But I guess, like, the Heck Bros remind me of Darth Maul more than anything. I know that's relevant right now. But
It is
like,
very relevant.
here's just a guy with an action gimmick, and that's his character, and he fights you. That's the Heck Bros.
His whole character is just that he becomes one.
His whole
He
character
learns two
is
things.
I'm by Kaiser,
Yeah.
asshole. Yeah.
Darth Maul's entire character is that he has a lightsaber that has 2 blades on it.
He's double the Jedi that you are.
I worked with a guy who liked Star Wars, and we were talking about the prequels one day. Mm-hmm. And he said, the biggest problem with the prequels, besides the fact that they're not good, is that they completely wasted the most interesting character in Star Wars. And I went, who? And he said, Darth Maul.
He's so interesting, right?
And I was like, what the fuck is interesting about him?
He's got like 2 lines in the whole film.
And his entire
He
argument,
talked?
he
Yes.
says a couple.
He's like 2 things, yeah.
But his entire argument eventually just melted down to he has 2 lightsabers and it's cool.
I mean, I'm sure you could do something with him, but
They
Nope.
did not.
they didn't.
Were there any interesting characters in the Phantom Menace?
Jar Jar Binks.
Boss Nass.
don't-
Qui-Gon Gwyn?
Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
There's that famous Red Letter Media video where they like ask people to describe the personalities of the
yeah.
characters.
And they
and
ask
came.
about Qui-Gon Jinn, and they're like, stoic?
Stern?
And one
Yeah.
person is...
Just,
Oh,
like,
I see
I
what
think
you're
Jay
doing,
was
it's
like, I see what you're
hilarious.
doing.
yeah. Like, you could ask the same question of somebody about the Funky Boys, and they'd say, well,
Loyal.
loyal. That's about it. They're
Stupid?
One-dimensional.
boring. They're like zealous servants of Nanba, and that's where it
Expendable.
ends. Expendable.
Brotherly love? Question marks.
Like, they exist because they needed to get more mileage out of the Kaiser suit. They
Yep.
were really proud of it. And they were like, we
I don't
gotta
know
use
why.
that shit again.
I don't really like that suit.
I think it looks cool. I think it looks
When
pretty
the when the third arc of the show started, after they took down Hokuto, they were making it up like gear engine and gear remote control were going to be like what Grease and his pals were in the Hokuto arc.
Yeah.
And then it just turns out that's not even at all what they are. They're just there to be essentially faceless mooks that they can reuse over and over again.
They're just monsters, basically.
How would you guys feel if they had, like, the rest of the Nanba children also be, like, by
like an
Kaiser?
elite squad kind of thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
I would absolutely hate that. I don't want
I was
any
gonna
more
say-
Baikaisers in
Like,
the world.
if they were just faceless mooks. Pretty
Yeah, I
much
wouldn't
a
mind
replacement
mook
for
riders.
Smashes.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
If they were a replacement for Smashes, that'd be fine. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about that.
Yeah, every episode they're like, yeah, we just made these new Smashes. And then they kill them one hit, and it's like, yeah, nice new Smashes.
What happened to hard smashes, huh? Where's those?
Yeah, and then there were
They were
those
too hard.
like robo smashes that they don't even have to use like humans anymore. They can just
That was
make
just
them.
one episode.
Yeah,
Before that, they had the like hard Smashes or whatever, and our heroes killed them, but like no people ever came out.
Yeah.
They're dead.
They're...
People are dead.
I think it was because they were using the same tech that they had to use to, like, what Kazumi's buddies did.
So
Alba
why was everybody so sad about killing them? And like they're just murdering people left and right. They're fine with it.
Clone Smashes. That's what they were.
Maybe they're
Clone
clone
smashes.
smashes.
Well,
maybe.
Clone Smashes
Yeah.
came after Hard Smashes, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think the hard Smashes were just those 3 Grease boys.
Yeah, I want to say it's been so long.
It would
Could
make
be.
more sense because they made such a big deal out of, realistically, they made a big deal out of killing Grease's friends.
Yeah,
But it's the
probably
same thing
true.
we mentioned in
Well,
previous
just
episodes.
one of them, anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same thing we mentioned in previous episodes where if people are dying and we've seen them on screen and we know their name, then they're supposed to be important. If it's just faceless people from the public of Japan, then we don't
Who
care.
cares?
who gives a shit?
Also, like, is it next episode when they? No, they already did beg, fucking Rogue for his help.
No, that's next episode.
Shit.
Do you want to go into next episode?
Yeah, we could talk about the next episode.
Okay, so 38. The gang, since Evolt has his final black hole form, he fucking destroys everybody, and they all have to run away using the smoke. Evolt goes back to Nanba's office and he says, "Look, I'm king of Japan now. You have 1 day to accept my new terms," and then he leaves. So the Funky Boys, in order to help with this, they decide to go into they get the retreatment gas that means you're going to die in one episode.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "We'll go into the gas," and Utsumi's like, "If you go into the gas again, you will die the next time you fight in at least 2 episodes, maybe less." And they're like, "That's fine. We'll do it."
Finally.
Well,
Yeah, this
You're not
whole time
wrong.
it was like, oh my god, they're finally gonna kill him.
we've been waiting. So, fucking Evolt approaches Utsumi and he says, "You're a smart cookie. You want to join me?" Utsumi says, "Maybe. I like Nanba." But he doesn't know. He goes undecided. He goes to ask Gentoku. He says, "Listen, we have to fight Evolt. He's going to destroy the whole world." So the Grease refuses to work because he doesn't want to work with Sato, but everybody else is okay with fighting Evolt. They just want to get rid of this big bad evil. So they go to have a big fight.
Wait a second. No, them begging Rogue to work with him was last episode.
No,
Because
no,
he fucking
Utsumi.
jumps in and fights.
Utsumi begs Rogue. Remember? They
No,
meet.
I'm talking about when Banjo begs him.
Oh yeah,
That was a few
Fuck
episodes
you,
ago.
Tamaz. Anyway, my point was, I just wanted to point out that this dude fucking murdered Banjo's girlfriend, and he's like, well, still need your help, so...
Yeah. But this episode, Utsumi comes to him in the rain and is like, "Please, Gentoku, I know I was such an asshole to you, but come help." Everybody needs Gentoku's help now, even though he's like the weakest rider. Or the second weakest rider.
And he was getting his nice suit all wet in the rain.
why was he suddenly like a weak rider? Or well, no, they explain it's because he lost his will to fight.
He has no
guess.
drive. So, he has no drive. Grease doesn't want to help because he doesn't want to help Sato, but everybody else will help. They go and have a big fight on the beach. with all the mirrors and everything that we mentioned earlier. And in the most emotional, heartstring-pulling, tear-inducing scene in the whole show, Evolt kills the Funky Boys.
God, I was so
they
bored.
Get killed so cool, though.
They get killed in a black hole.
They get
black
holed so good.
And they're like, as they're dying, they're like, "Brother, God, I love you."
When they died, I was like an Italian cook, just like, mwah.
He teleports to Nanba's office, kills him, then teleports back, and says, "Hey, Utsumi, do you want to work with me, or am I going to kill you?" And Utsumi agrees, and he becomes Kamen Rider Mad Rogue. He gets his own driver, and he gets his own bottles and everything.
He's using the bat and the engine.
Yeah, bat.
He gets his own Night Rogue recolor with extra stuff put on it.
It's like Night Rogue, but like slicker.
Just to backstep for a bit, when second Funky Bro was dying, it was because he jumped in front of an attack meant to kill Banjo.
Mm.
And that whole time where Banjo's like sitting there holding him while he's dissolving.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I did it. It's because fighting for other people felt really good. I'll have to tell my brother." And I'm sitting here watching this like, are you fucking kidding me? Are we really supposed to care? I don't care.
It would have been great if Banjo just like dropped him in the dirt and like,
Yeah, tell your other brother in hell, you
diffused-
dickwad.
It would have diffused the whole meaning of it being like a touching moment, but because it was so much like it was so far away from being a touching moment, it would have been pretty good if they recognized that and just had him not give a shit.
You know, I try to look at some of these episodes through the eyes of like a child, right? Like if you were a little kid watching this show, and like if the Heck Bro like untransformed and he gets like murderized or whatever, and there's this emotional scene where he has stuff all over his face and his hair's different or whatever, do you think some kids were like, "Who is this?"
Maybe some younger
like,
ones,
who is this
really
man?
young. I think some really young ones might have done that.
Because they
Maybe.
show his face like a little, like he has like almost no close-ups in the entire show.
I don't know.
And he's also a non-character, which does not help.
They're gonna be the people that everyone forgets about. Like I'd be surprised if they had like soft vinyl toys of this fucking suit.
Well, they probably have it for Kaiser, but no one's going to sell the Gear Engine and Gear Remote Control soft vinyls.
But they're cheap to make. You just recolor all the unsold Kaisers.
Just dip them.
Just dip them in the paint and send them right out to the Toys R Us.
And they immediately lose 1,000 yen in value.
Loosed?
They immediately lose.
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna go for it, but it's...
Sorry, I didn't hear myself trip over my own words because I have headphones on.
That's fine. But yeah, the death of the Funky Boys was so lame, and it's extremely telegraphed. Like, they always do that. They did that with Grease's friends, where they're like, if you go into this procedure, you will die the next time you lose. And they're like, why would you mention that? And they're like, because we have to let the audience know that you're about to die.
I think they would have died even if they didn't do the super gas, because they got sucked into goddamn black holes.
If they didn't do the super gas, they would have just come out of the black holes with like a scraped knee and been fine.
Yeah, the younger brother, the bald guy, he doesn't die from the nebula gas. He gets ripped apart in a fucking black hole.
Yeah, like it implodes and there's like fire, and it's a pretty cool effect with the they pushed the old rewind button.
It still looked cool though.
I like that.
Yeah, it looks great.
But no, if he
great
didn't do he didn't do the gas, he would have survived being ripped apart by a black hole. We know, it's obvious.
Yeah, the black hole would explode with him in it, and he would just fall down on the ground and be like, "Oh man, that kind of hurt."
He'd have like a dirty face, and he'd be like, "Ah."
Ooh, owie.
I have a Band-Aid on already.
A Band-Aid, yeah.
One thing I don't like that Build's been doing recently is, like, in Kamen Rider, the rule is, once you get beat up and you get untransformed forcibly, you're out. That's it. But recently, in these last few episodes, they're getting up and doing it again, and the only explanation is, hey, that's going to put a strain on your body, and they're like, I don't give a fuck. and they just do it anyways.
You're gonna make a funny face when you transform.
Yeah, you convulse a little bit, and then everything's fine.
Darth Sidious hits you with some lightning.
Yeah, from off screen. If the show comes out in like 5 episodes and is like, they're trying to fight and like they can't, their bodies aren't working right, and it's like it's because you're transforming so much when you're not supposed to, then I'll forgive it. It could.
That's not gonna happen. It's like a super Japanese media trope though, that you like just power through any sort of adversity and pain and you overcome it and it doesn't bother you anymore.
Place your bets, everyone.
Yeah.
Place your bets. Is Liam right or is Jeff?
Died? Like, how many times did Sento have a power up and like look at the computer and it's like, oh, you're gonna die. And he's just like,
yeah,
danger, death imminent.
Like it's all about pushing through. And if you're not a real hero if you can't do shit that you're not supposed to do that's supposed to kill you.
It's true.
Other cool shit that happened in this episode that I liked. Katsuragi is now in place of Sento. Like, Sento is just gone. He has absolutely no memories whatsoever of anything that happened before.
He's really shitty at being billed, which I thought was a great...
Yeah,
great little moment that he doesn't know how to use that much power at all because he has no experience with it.
Yeah, he's in Rabbit, and he's like, this is too strong for me. I can't really control this.
Yeah, he's only used to using like the base forms. He doesn't know how to use the super good forms.
And he's talking with Rogue earlier in the episode, and it keeps cutting between shots of Katsuragi and shots of Sento, and they blend them so well in some places. I'm like, is that do they have Katsuragi on screen right now, or is it Sento?
I really
because they show
that.
The back of his head and it's just his hair, and their hair looks so incredibly similar that I was just like, I don't know who that is right now. And obviously, it's Katsuragi, but I like how it shows that Katsuragi is responding to this because this is, part of Katsuragi that is responding, and then it feels like Sento's responding to some of these questions.
Too. Yeah, they just parallel so well, but they're also different characters.
Mm-hmm. Where Katsuragi's like, Sento is talking about like the reasons that he did it as Katsuragi, and then Katsuragi cuts in and he's like, and I was fooling myself that it was for a good reason, but really, it wasn't. I really liked the dynamic and the fact that they were using both of the characters on screen and doing something interesting with it instead of just having Sento talk in a slightly different tone.
See, I thought it was very well done. That because if you have a character that takes over for another character, like a different personality, the like number one way to get that across is to make that person like, if the dude who he's replacing is like really good, then you make this person a giant asshole, and he like mistreats everybody, and that's how you can tell that something's really changed. But Katsuragi isn't really like a bad guy at all. He's actually a really good dude. He just doesn't know these people.
Throughout the whole series, he was just like labeled as the devil's scientist. He's a shitty guy. He did all the shit, blah 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 blah. But he's actually not that bad of a guy.
Yeah.
I like how
Gentoku put him in a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Gentoku even apologizes because he's like, I wasn't in like my right head. I was affected by the nebula gas, and now I'm not that person anymore. I also like how Sawa and all of them, and Banjo and Kazumi, they're all up in the cafe, and Misora's like, he kind of disappears into his inventions just like Sento does.
Yeah, I remember that bit. They have these little similarities.
Just seeing the parallels between the two characters, especially like Tamon said during the scene when he's talking to Gentoku in the wreckage and everything, is like it's like Katsuragi was always in Sento throughout the entire show. We just didn't know it. We thought that Katsuragi was this monster, but it turns out that a lot of who Sento is Katsuragi.
Yeah, they're more similar than anyone wants to admit.
So do you think Sento is ever going to come back?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back.
I think there's going to be like a combination.
No. Don't do it. Don't say it.
What?
Don't say they're going to split and both be...
No.
Don't
No.
say that.
There's going to be a
hate that
combination where Sento and Katsuragi are both... He has both sets of memories. and he decides that he wants to be Sento.
To abandon his name. He needs to go see his goddamn mom.
He really does.
He should, yeah.
That'd be a little
I feel
weird
like
to
the
explain.
writers. I feel like the writers introduced her, and like they had their piece, and they've forgotten to bring her back into the picture, and just aren't even mentioning the fact that, oh yeah, here's our primary writer. You know, his family's dead. Oh wait, no, he has a mother, and we haven't
He
even talked
actually
about her.
is a writer with a mom. Come on.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Doesn't happen.
it's not like his sister that raised him, or
Yeah.
he lives with some folks that knew him from when he was a kid.
He
Or his
doesn't have a
uncle or
father.
something.
He doesn't have a scientist father who turns him into an abomination and then dies.
Nah, he just has a scientist father that killed himself.
Yep.
That's pretty nuts. I hadn't thought about that. A writer with a mom.
Yeah. He's
got first one
actually
in a
has
while.
family.
It's honestly probably for the best that she's not going to come back into the show because she would definitely get killed if she did.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Unbelievable, yeah.
She's better
Oh,
off screen.
no. What if they do that?
They might.
They might.
That'd be twisting the knife.
I mean, Evolt said that he wanted to kill everyone that Sento cared about, and now that
Oh,
Sento
shit.
isn't Sento, who does Katsuragi care about?
Yeah.
His
Yeah, it's
mommy
likely.
Who makes the shitty eggs?
I still think about that sometimes, like fucking sugar and
Sugar eggs.
eggs.
Katsuragi's
I don't
got
know.
one hell of a sweet tooth.
I know somebody who puts grape jelly on his egg sandwiches, so I don't know.
That's some weird shit.
That's horrific.
People have strange tastes sometimes.
That is some super weird shit. So yeah, those are the episodes this month.
On that note,
On that note, this was a good crop. I think I really liked it. I mean, it's always a good crop with build, but
Oh yeah, like we talked about to begin with, these set of episodes flow so well into one another. It's seriously like we just watched a movie, like a really long movie.
they went through each other pretty fast too. Like
Like
they got to their point.
I also save up the episodes to watch them all at once when the new one comes out because it bugs me to have to wait a week.
oh
So maybe
yeah,
that had something to do with it, but it's usually an episode ends with a pretty hard, this is the ending of the little bit of plot that was happening.
yeah,
But these go 100% one into the other, into the other, into the other.
yeah. It feels more like an overarching show.
To the point where I had trouble telling what happened in what episode because I watched them all at once.
Yeah, like in a show like Ghost, where everything is very hard and fast. Like this episode is about Thomas Edison,
Ugh.
and then the next episode is about
The
Nobunaga.
2-episode arcs.
Yeah, the 2-episode arcs.
The
They're
stuff
so
that we
murderous.
loved double for, that every other show after, like, I don't know,
did bad.
O's, it felt, even, like, Double was good and O's was good. And then Forze didn't really do the 2-episode arcs too hard.
Like
Gaim-
it did when it put forth the characters at the beginning, like when it was introducing them, but it got over that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Gaim didn't do arcs.
Gaim didn't
Drive
really do them,
Drive did arcs, but it felt more natural because it was like a police procedural in some ways.
yeah. I really liked that about it.
So I'm really just saying that Wizard and Ghost suck, but that's not news to anyone, so.
Fuck Ghost. This month, the copyright for a new Kamen Rider show came out. Kamen Rider Z-O. Z-I-O. What do you guys think that is? Is it a Kamen Rider Z-O remake?
No.
Yeah,
No.
it
It's a
is.
continuation of Power Rangers Zeo.
Is that you saying it is, or is that you making in a guess that it is?
This is me saying that it actually is. I
Liam
have-
does
What?
wite the show.
I
so-
do write the show, yeah. I wrote Ghost.
Get the fuck out of
famed.
here.
Jeez, now
Get
we know
the
why
hell
it
outta here,
sucks
Denton.
dick.
Everyone hates their own work.
I'm
No, everyone
famed.
just hates Liam's work.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents tell me that a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
But yeah,
The Devil's Writer, Liam.
when Kamen Rider X-Aid got copyrighted, you could kind of guess something, and when Kamen Rider Build got copyrighted, you can kind of guess something, but what the fuck is this?
Yeah, you like put us on the spot. Like, you knew when none of us had any fucking clue. There was no way to answer.
No.
Maybe it'll have like a very obvious theme.
Maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe it'll be Bugs again.
Oh, who were we talking about?
Kuga, or maybe like an Agito where the theme isn't exactly clear. They don't really have a motif.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see, considering that Build is like the last in this era, because there's going to be a new Prime Minister of Japan, or a new... Is it Prime Minister?
Yeah,
Emperor.
I think it is Emperor.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emperor. I don't know why I said Prime Minister.
Emperor?
Yeah, there will be
The
a new
new-
Emperor of Japan, and so the Heisei era of Kamen Rider will come to an end. And so Build is the last of that, so maybe they'll take that for an opportunity to make like a major shift in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I feel like this shouldn't mean anything for Kamen Rider, but Toei seems to be playing it up quite a bit, like with Heisei Generation's final and stuff like that. Like they are taking it as like this is the big step where we're starting a new era.
It's the end of an era, yeah.
The
A
big
literal
difference
end of
between
an era.
Showa and Heisei is that there were 10 fucking years between
that's why-
productions.
Like that's why there's such a hard gap, and that's why Sentai doesn't really have that same kind of
Yeah.
gap because it just kept going. But
They would have to like manufacture a gap in like motif or a gap in like purpose of the
Style.
show, the way the show's
Yeah.
shot. Like something has to change, but it has to be done on purpose this time.
yeah, which is kind of strange.
The next show would have to be like Hibiki level different.
I'd be down for that. I'd be down
Yeah.
for something weird and different.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would be super down for what Max said, like a return to form with like a Kuga or an Agito.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd also be down with something that no one has really thought of to do with Kamen Rider yet.
Just something completely new.
Something completely new. Maybe it's not in the modern era.
Maybe he'll be a protector from space.
Maybe he'll
be
turn
Death
giant.
Stewart. Yeah. I want something that's just a little more down to earth. I know I always say that I want that early Heisei kind of like normalness back. I think I'd like that. Just something that's a little more realistic and a little more grounded and less crazy. It's just harder to sell a toy line when you have a show like that, so it's not really... I don't think it's really realistic to ask for.
A lot of the cool ideas that you or I or any of us can come up with, we really have to judge against the metric of how well can we sell toys to this.
Yeah, like
Because
this is a business.
That's what they're... That's how they make their money.
What kind of doodads haven't been used yet?
Headphones.
Dildos.
Dildos?
Cosmetics.
I was gonna say
the belt is
orbs.
like a butt. The belt is like a butt, and you have to like put different dildos
No, no,
into
no,
it.
no, 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 no.
No.
I like this. No, it's a more adult Kamen Rider for a new age.
Candy?
Candy. They have candy toys every year, Tamaz.
Well, no, like Candy
But
Rider.
I'm
Like, you could
making a
have
joke,
candy,
I know.
you could have like lollipops, you could have chewing gum, you could have
Sure.
candy bars,
Fucking why not? Maybe
fucking
Bugs.
Skittles.
You know what they
Do
should
Bugs
do
for the first one.
is back when I went to M on the site that shall not be named. They had this idea for a Kamen Rider that
4 kids?
4 kids.
Yeah, for kids.
They had this idea for a Kamen Rider that had like a belt that you had to put change into to stay transformed. What they should do is just figure out a way to link that shit up to the bank account. Like you got to swipe your credit card to
Oh,
to
fuck.
use the sounds.
Kamen Rider microtransactions?
It's like the gold armor from Twilight Princess.
Yeah, you got to keep putting money into that shit to stay transformed.
If you run out of money, you just fall on your face.
Brought to you by Ubisoft.
It sounds like Kamen Rider Birth with the cell metals.
I guess they already did that, sort of. But what I'm trying to do is make John Toei some fucking dosh right now. Like, you have to put your own money for real into it to stay transformed.
Well, then they can sell the overseas toys that take different currency.
That's right. Now you're thinking with Toei.
Well,
See those yen
what with their
signs.
new partnership, because Saban doesn't have the Kamen Rider license anymore.
Oh yeah, went to Hasbro?
Yeah, went to Hasbro.
Nuts.
Yeah, Hasbro's gonna do something. They're for
I
sure
hope
gonna
so.
do something.
They gotta do something. I mean, we got Kamen Rider Amazons on Amazon.
Yeah.
Which is
Maybe
awesome.
the next show. Yeah, maybe the next show will get localized or something.
I'm like a big weirdo when it comes to Kamen Rider, where like everybody I know really like pines for Kamen Rider to come to America and be like like Americanized in some way, like just to be over here. And like I don't care about that at all.
Well, yeah, we already had the masterpiece that was Dragon Knight, so we don't need any more.
I don't want edgy teenagers, please.
It's like most everybody I know, I guess some of you guys not, but they're real big on that. They're like, some of them really want Kamen Rider to get the Power Rangers treatment. And that is exactly what I don't want.
No, it would be... I think people think they want the original Power Rangers because they watched it when they were kids.
It's not very good.
It's not really... It's okay. I wouldn't watch Power Rangers now.
I have a friend that really wants me to read the Power Rangers comic. And
I do too. I've got a friend like that too.
I just can't muster up the motivation.
Like, I don't think he like listens to this, but if he does, like, I think I've made him aware of this. But he like has been like hounding me to read Power Rangers, and then he just bought it on my Comixology and sent it to me. And I was like, that might be crossing a bit of a line, and I'm also probably still not going to read it.
He's bullying you.
He's bullying me by buying me a present. What an asshole.
He's Bulk and Skull.
Like,
it's modern bullying. It's different, Max.
I understand.
The world has changed.
Like, I understand a lot of people like Power Rangers still. Like, a lot of people still keep up with the new seasons and get really into it. And, I mean, a lot of work goes into Power Rangers. Like, a lot of really talented people work on it. I just have absolutely no interest in it.
Yeah.
It's just not for us.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, if the show isn't for us, then it's not for us.
Yeah. And bringing Kamen Rider to America is, like... I really only hope it ever happens because so many people really want it to happen. In a perfect world, like, they would just release it and like they release Super Sentai, just with subs on a DVD.
Yeah, I get behind that.
That's all they really need. Or, streaming on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because didn't they only just sub Amazons and just throw it up on there? Like, that's all it needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The show is very good.
That's absolutely all I want out of Kamen Rider in America. Or in the West, anyway, since we have a non-American here.
Yeah, fucking right.
I feel so strongly about that, you almost forgot you were Canadian.
North American.
Okay, I say this as a Canadian, we frequently forget that we're Canadians.
It's impossible to forget you're American in America.
Oh, it is right now.
I started watching Build this month. I started watching
Just
Build
now?
months ago. I started watching Blade
He's
this
all
month.
caught up.
I started watching Kamen Rider Blade this month. I've had a busy month, so I've only watched like 6 episodes, but it's good. It's weird. It's a very weird show.
Yeah, it is weird. It's strange to me that you say good, because like I always say, Blade is like not great
weird.
for the first 12 episodes.
I'm enjoying it, is what I'm saying. I'm really enjoying it, but it's a fucking weird show.
Yeah, do you love the special effect that happens when the guy thinks his body's gonna break?
When it shows him in his mind, like, and then Photoshop pulls his body into multiple JPEGs apart. I loved that. I liked Ore no karada wa boru da! Like, how he keeps yelling that shit.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's the most mimetic of all the Kamen Riders.
It's just got, even as a non-Japanese speaker, it's just got scenes that are just kind of weird and feel off. Like, the lighting and the line delivery and the cinematography and the timing of everything feels kind of weird.
The dude who plays Blade is, like, just mumbles all the time.
Oh, yeah.
If I was a translator and somebody was like, please do Blade, I'd tell them I would rather put a bullet in my head than try and figure out what that guy is saying.
The best is the very first episode. And the very first episode, the start of the first episode, is Garen fighting a monster in a cave and Blade going to help him. Like, you're just dropped in the middle of a 2-episode arc.
They're already writers.
I was like, is this episode 11 or is this episode 1? What's going on? And I had to check like 3 times because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's like, it's okay for them to start as writers. Like, Build starts as a writer, but it introduces you to the show a lot better. Blade is like, And there's
It
a
just
fight
assumes
happening.
that you know what's going on, and if
Yeah.
you don't, fuck you.
Dude,
Everyone
I
just-
actually love Blade as a character during these little first few episodes because he's just a guy with a job.
He's
Like,
a
he doesn't-
company man.
He doesn't
Yeah.
care.
He's a Kamen Rider because it pays his fucking bills, and that's it.
He's getting paid to do it?
Yeah,
he
his
works for
job
the
is to be a
company.
Kamen Rider. Yeah,
Alright.
like he is paid a paycheck to go and fight monsters every week. I love that.
He just
And
auditioned
get their
for the
trading
job.
cards.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it. I really like it so
Yeah,
far.
I
It's
don't
it's-
like the first 12 episodes very
it's
much.
So weird. It's a surreal show. I haven't gotten out into the first 12 yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's better, but it's fucking surreal. Early
It does
on.
get
I
a
love
lot
it.
less surreal. There's still a lot of weirdness. Like,
Yeah.
whoever directed Blade really, really loves focusing a camera on something that has, like, sunlight hitting it really hard,
Yeah,
and then adding the sound effect.
yeah.
Like, they fucking love that.
Every scene with Chalice is incredibly weird. He's always like sensing shit and
Yes.
shit. Just like there's the scene when he's downstairs and everything explodes into flame, and he has a psychic premonition of a monster, like causing.
You'll learn about all that. There's
Yeah, I don't know what the
reasons
fuck
for
his deal
everything.
is. Yeah, okay. I like it though. I'm enjoying it. I'm following along with Excite Subs is doing it, and their subs are really good. So I'm glad I'm not going to have to look at TV Nihon.
Yeah, thank you, Excite Subs, for
Thank
doing
you, Excite. You're
that.
heroes.
God bless you for figuring out what the fuck Blade is saying.
They got their volume cranked up. They're in the soundproof chamber. They can hear what the fuck he's talking about whenever he opens his mouth. Yeah, it's good.
I watched Blade, like, I watched about half of Blade about 7 or 8 years ago, and it's kind of a foggy memory. I can only really recall mentioning it to my freshman, like, one of my freshman dorm roommates, being like, yeah, this show's, it's alright, I'm just kind of watching it. I'm not really invested in it, I'm just kind of sitting here, like, taking it in. And he's like, well, then why are you even watching it? And I didn't have a good answer, so I stopped watching it.
That's a good fucking question, you know?
Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know.
Hey, it's worth a try. It's got that early Heisei groundedness that I like. When they're not riders, it's very, like, I don't know what to say.
Drama?
It's a J-drama.
It's very dramatic. Yeah, it's like a J-drama, but they fight a monster at the end of each episode, which is what I like. That's the kind of rider show I like.
That
so
is
yeah, I'm
that
enjoying
is
it.
the kind of writer show he likes. J-dramas.
J-dramas.
His
Except
favorite
for that-
Kamen Rider is actually just a regular, like, Japanese television show,
Everyone
except
loves to
someone
get each
cut
other.
in footage of Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the first?
Yeah.
Heyo.
Got him.
Got him.
Liam, didn't you watch a movie?
Actually, today I watched Kamen Rider Heisei Generations Final, and it's okay. It's just okay.
You heard it here first, folks.
It's okay.
It's okay, Leo.
Run out and buy your copy. Oh.
It's very much a build an X-Aid movie, and everyone else is kind of a sideshow bit. Like
How was
Coda
that?
is in it for all of 2 minutes,
Oh.
Oh.
which is a shame because I wanted to see him the most.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say, how's his body?
he's good. Gakusano's got like a good career, it seems like, so they couldn't get him back for as much time. Like, Oz sticks around for a while. Ghost has the biggest part of any of the bit parts, unfortunately.
I'm glad I didn't watch this.
He is the perfect boy.
It has the end of Foundation X in it. Like, the final
They could have had the
conflict.
fucking beginning in it for how much Foundation X has ever fucking mattered.
Yeah.
They're trying to merge the two worlds, and Bai Kaiser is trying to become immortal, and they fucking kill him in the end. It's really great. Like, he's like, I'm immortal, you can't beat me. And they're fighting him, they're like, actually, you made a mistake, or we tricked you, or something. I don't want to explain it, because it would take way too long, but they're like, you're not actually immortal, and they scream that as they fucking murder him. He's just an old man. He's kind of a crazy old man, but they just kill the shit out of him. It's great.
Jeez.
There's one scene that stands out where they're all about to go to the final battle, all of the Heisei riders together. And they're like, alright, the world's counting on us. And they all yell each of their individual catchphrases, but at the same time over each other, and they stop and they're like, "Oh, did you wanna? No, you can go." And O's is like, "Oh, let's do the new guys. Let's follow their lead." And Coda's like, "But it's our stage." And they're like, "Sit down, Coda. Just go and fight. Like, don't fuck around." Like that got a genuine laugh out of me. The rest of the movie is just okay. It's serviceable. It's better than Heisei versus Showa. It's fine. It's pretty good.
Better than Heisei versus Showa. That's high praise.
That's a low bar you're
That's
setting
a low
there,
bar.
buddy.
Yeah.
I love that clip that guy took out of our commentary where you're explaining how that kid can turn reality inside out. And Jeff is just like, "Oh, this movie fucking sucks."
Oh, it's such a bad film.
That really was a good clip. Well, now that we've discussed a movie that only one of us has seen, you guys want
go
to read
see
some
Heisei
emails?
Generations Final. Yes.
Sure.
Throw that
Let's
shit in the
divulge.
face.
Well, our first email of the evening is from Jake the Snake.
Wow,
Snaky
throwing out
Jake.
Jake the Snake out first.
Ew,
huh?
he's coming out of the gate first, ladies
Most
and gentlemen.
consistent
Watch
man.
your fucking ankles. He's gonna bite them.
Uh-huh.
Hey RCR, wow, I never realized that sacrifice series rule about shows good energy before you mentioned it. You know how like one show will be good and the next one has to suck, so the next one after one will be good? We talked about before.
Oh yeah, and how the one after Build is going to have to really suck because
Yeah.
X8 was good and Build's amazing.
Exactly. That's something I'll keep in mind whenever more news about Zio, I think that's the name from the new series, surfaces.
Yeah.
We're 37 episodes into Build now, and I really don't want to think about it being over just yet. And he gave us some very interesting thoughts that I'm going to skip over because I am an asshole.
Business as usual.
But he did give us some questions as well. How would you guys have done a spider-themed villain in Build to complete the trio?
We had Jeff. I think you had the idea earlier that Sento was supposed to be the spider, or
Yes.
Katsuragi was supposed to be the spider.
Somebody
think that'd
said
be-
that in an email, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the coolest way of like, oh, you were gonna be the third trans steam guy. You were gonna be a spider, but we couldn't do it or something. I think that'd be a nice like subtle little way to throw it in.
Fucking Utsumi could have been a spider guy.
Utsumi could have been the spider.
Yeah, instead of a bat again.
Yeah, I honestly thought they were gonna, because I remember hearing about Mad Rogue, and I'm like, why does he go back to Rogue? And then it turns out it's Utsumi, and it's like, why didn't they just make Utsumi the spider? Like, you got the bat and you got the cobra, you don't got the spider.
I really thought you were gonna be like, I heard about Mad Rogue, and I wondered, why is he so mad?
But
What's pissed him off?
But I mean, come on, why is he so mad?
No, I think Katsuragi would have been the best option. Like, maybe like a flashback or something of him creating the fucking spider trans steam system, and then he never
Yeah.
got to use it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the spider was like the prototype trans steam system, and then he was like making it for the other folks, and then he just went back to making Build because he was making Build for himself.
Maybe. I guess we'll never know now. It is, like he said, it is too late in the series for that to happen at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be kind of irrelevant if they brought it up now.
And if it wasn't a V cinema, then whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they did like a
Yeah.
V cinema that was set during the beginning.
Yep.
You could even make it into like a really funny thing where like Spider is so like shit at his job that they just like fire him or something.
Yeah, like you said, like it's before the beginning where Katsuragi has to beat him or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like a rogue scientist that, like,
Steals the trans steam system, and
yeah.
Yeah, it could have been that guy who worked with Sento who turned out to like kill himself when it showed that he worked for Faust.
Oh, when he shook the bottle over his head?
Yeah, he like
Oh, yeah.
sprinkled himself to
OD'd
death.
on the gas.
Yep.
He OD'd on the gas. Yeah, I forgot about
Too
that.
much pepper, and he sneezed. And he died.
He sneezed his soul out.
Yeah.
Question 2. What are some things you'd like to see more of in fight choreography or fight scenes for future Rider series? I.e. certain fighting styles, things breaking in the environment, etc.
Bike fights.
Yes.
Bike fights, yeah.
Bike fights, bike foo, that'd be cool to see. I like seeing the stupid over-the-top shit for some reason. Like, the effects where...
Like crazy explosions and shit.
I mean, like, people getting punched so hard that they pretty much end up in a wall, or
Oh yeah, that's always fun. Like no matter what the special effects look like, somebody just getting like impaled into a wall is really
or
cool.
like I know everyone probably seen the GIF of the rapid punches that Banjo's given to what's his name
Oh,
when he's Magma Man.
he fights Evolt, right? Like he fucking yeah.
And he's just machine gun punching him like hell. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I want Zack from Power Rangers, his like breakdancing fight style. I want somebody to do that in Kamen Rider.
That could be good.
You mean like the Heavens Tornado?
Like yeah, exactly. I want somebody to come out and like put a 1980s boombox down and hit play, transform, and just fucking dance fight the whole match.
I'm down for that shit.
Kamen Rider Hi-Fi.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
What about you, Liam?
Oh man. I think I'd like... I'm gonna go against Max and say I'd like less over-the-top shit and more raw kung fu. I think I've mentioned this a lot.
I guess, if you wanted to watch over-the-top shit, you just watch anime.
I do like some anime from time to time.
It is nice to just see conventional.
I think there's nothing wrong with wanting lots of crazy special effects. They're fun, but I think I just prefer fights that are like, here's just a close, shot, and they're just punching and blocking and kicking, and they're just fighting.
More highs and lows, more like deft combat and extreme shit. Like
I'd
if
say
you
more effort put into the fight choreography in like the regular fights in a series where it isn't just guys sort of slugfesting every time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, sometimes in, like, even X-Aid, the fights didn't seem like much because they were just shooting each other with energy blasts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
And
That was
that
a
was
big-
boring as hell, but, Agito, I know we always bring up Agito because it's
so good.
It's real good.
specimen. Those fights felt like something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the fight between another Agito and I think Gills that happens at one point towards the end of the show.
Oh, that's
that
a
it
good
stuck
fight.
it stuck in my mind because a buddy of mine who I was living with at the time walked into the room during it, and he was like, "What's this?" I was like, "It's Kamen Rider," and he stood there and watched the fight for a bit, and he was like, "That's actually some cool fight choreography." I was like, "Damn fucking right it is."
I made it, dumbass.
I wrote it, asshole.
whenever it comes back to like contemporary fighting styles in Kamen Rider, I always remember the finale in Kuga, which I won't get into.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that finale is so impactful, and it's because it's just like raw brutality.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, there's like... That might be something that I would like to see most in choreography in Kamen Rider, is for emotion to play a heavier role. Like, characters yell as they run to each other, like, all angry or whatever, but then they just sort of, like, fight like normal afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, put some raw emotion into it. Like, there's a reason why the Kuga finale sticks with you so hard, or why the fight scene between Luke and Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi sticks with you way more than any of the fight scenes in the prequels. And it's because there's some real emotion happening.
So, yeah. This raw fight choreography.
Because you care about the people fighting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Mm-hmm. Throw in some wrestling moves. How about
Yeah,
that?
that'd be awesome. Question 3. If you guys were Blade-style riders, who would take what suit? Like, what card suit?
Oh.
What insect would be your motif, and what would your weapon of choice be?
I'm gonna come right out now and say it, and Max is heart, because he has the most heart.
Oh. Okay.
just thrust it upon him, eh?
Give me a moment to think of a bug then. Go ahead.
Alright, Liam, what's yours?
Oh, putting me in the spotlight.
I'm
I'd
gonna
take
take
Diamond.
whatever's left over. Yeah.
I'll take Diamonds because I'm the biggest asshole. And for Bug, I'd have to take Moths because there's so many moths around where I live.
Oh, it fits.
Moths are pretty cool.
So, Maz,
They're
what about
assholes.
you?
I'll take clubs.
Then I'm Spade.
Yeah,
There it is.
I'm the cheap ass suit. No one likes clubs. Clubs is crap.
Without clubs, you don't have a game.
Don't Penn and Teller really like clubs? I don't know.
Yes, they do. They use them in all their
The three of
tricks.
clubs.
Yeah.
I think that's their always go-to card.
Well, what's your insect, fellas? Because I'm gonna go with Kuwagata beetle.
Oh.
I'll go with mantis.
Ooh,
Mantis.
That's a cool one.
I gotta think really hard about this.
isn't Chalice the heart and a mantis?
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit!
Okay. Reverse gears. What's a cool bug?
I don't know. A
I
grasshopper.
kind of want to pick grasshopper. Yeah.
A housefly.
A housefly.
Fly.
Why
Make
don't
it
you
work.
be a?
Well,
why
fucking
don't you?
clubsman is a spider.
Why don't you be a Kabuto
That's not a
Mushi
bug.
beetle?
Kabuto Mushi.
And then we can be
Like-
the Bash Brothers.
Beat
Yeah.
bros.
Beat
Beat
Bros.
Bros.
Sure.
All right.
I think.
I'm an agreeable person. Sure.
Sure, I'll be heart. Whatever. Sure, I'll be a beetle. Who cares?
I'll take a firefly.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
one.
It's not bad.
What about your weapons, guys?
Oh, God.
Anything but a gun because guns
want-
are boring.
I was just going to say I want a gun.
He's got the gun.
I was meaning to say earlier when you were talking about like the energy blasts being super stale. That was a big reason I didn't like the energy riders in Gaim, like the energy lock
bows.
seeds, because they all just use the bow, and it's like it got so boring after a while.
I see what you're saying, and I agree with you, but I
what
love
does-
the bows.
What does a gun have to do with a moth?
Sonic plunger arrow.
What does a gun have to do with a Kuwagata beetle, which is what Garen is in the original?
Got me there.
Gotcha there.
See, I actually, since I got the Kuwagata beetle, I was gonna have a staff that has like a forked end that's shaped like a Kuwagata beetle's horns.
That's not bad.
The fuck does a Kabuto Mushi have?
It's got a horn.
Helmet.
Got a helmet? Okay, so he would have a helmet for a weapon.
He just rams his fucking helmet into people.
No, he'd have like, I don't know. I always like hammers, and there's never really been
Oh,
a big
well, the
two-
Kabuto Mushi's horn is shaped like a hammer, pretty much.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
A big hammer weapon.
Or you could do the wrestling moves like you were saying. You could
There's-
throw people with your big helmet.
There, sure.
Yeah.
You can
And,
be Bugsy from Kirby.
Sure.
Sick.
Suplex is one of my favorite powers in that game.
That's a good power.
This is not shocking to me, Max.
I really liked the glaive in Monster Hunter recently. So I think I'd take a glaive that uses like a little firefly as my little
Oh, so you're
if anyone's
taking it
played
straight
Monster
out
Hunter.
of Monster Hunter, then?
Yeah, give me the glaive with a firefly kinsect.
It fits.
That is cool. Anyway, that's all the email. Oh, thank you, and looking forward to the next episode as always, Jake the Snake.
Thanks,
P.S. I'm late on this uptake, but thank you, Jeff, for recommending My Hero Academia. Haven't binge read a manga this much in a while. Best Genist and Gang Orca were every bit as cool as you made them out to be. You're
Best
welcome, man.
Genist is such a silly name
Is-
and hero.
Yes.
He's just all denim.
I love him. But thanks for getting into it, man. I'm glad that I could get you into that. Our next email is from Swirly Jiffy, who says, "Hello again, RCR.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
It's amazing to me that Build feels like it's reaching its end, but it has 9 or 10 episodes left. I'm not sure how I'll feel after it's over."
Empty.
Hit the nail on the head with that one. Anyway, to questions. 1. When it comes to final villains, especially given the last few years, do you prefer villains who are monsters or evil riders?
I prefer evil riders. I always prefer a rider or like a person character to a monster as a villain.
I like hybrids.
So like the Gem Deus bullshit.
I like folks that, aren't necessary. I like the way that Evolt isn't necessarily like a monster, but he's like another being. He's an intelligent being. It's not some like there's a purpose, there's a point.
I
or like
count Evolt as a monster. He's very much like he's a fleshed out enough character at this point.
Well, think about it like this. I think you guys are... correct me if I'm wrong, which I am often, but it seems like you guys are equating monster to like not a human. Not like having any humanness to them, but like Heart would have been the perfect final villain for Drive, but he wasn't.
That's
he
true.
was. He was the perfect villain, and well, at least he was set up to be
Yeah.
the correct villain.
He kind
And
of
then
was. And then they had that
sorta.
weird robot.
Sorta, but...
Better than an iPad being the final villain.
Yes. See, I think a monster that has a believable and understandable motivation is my favorite type of villain. Because you get to see that, like... I love anything... Like, I love Star Trek, everybody knows. I love anything that shows that the qualities that make us human aren't, like, intrinsic.
Exclusive.
Yeah. It's something that, like, every sentient being can share.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really important whether they are a rider or a monster, as long as they have good motivations and an interesting personality and can carry, like, a show.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
What was Mr. Terror's motivation? I don't really remember. For this double.
He wanted to have, like, all the knowledge in the world or whatever, and it would allow him to, like, control it.
It was something like that. Yeah,
Because there was,
he
like,
wanted
he wanted control of the source of all knowledge, is what it was. I don't know why.
The Earth's library.
Yeah, he wanted to control that for some reason. And he also wanted to be a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
I don't know.
His motivations were pretty muddy. Honestly,
haven't seen that show in a long ass time, so I don't know. Actually,
I finished rewatching it not too long ago, and honestly, I can't say for the life of me what exactly his motivations were, other than he just did it. I don't know.
he just did it.
What is it? Why do you want to do this? I'm just doing it. Don't get in the way.
I don't know. I was bored.
I'm just doing it.
Number 2, what Rider series, or Sentai if you have a good example, do you think had the best set of insert themes? I imagine O's will be a popular choice.
I mean, they had a theme for every goddamn form.
Yeah, is it possible to outdo O's in terms of insert quality?
I don't think so. Like,
Those were cheesy ass songs, though.
I really
care.
fucking love Right on Right Time, though.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite. I love it so much.
Not Sokozo. Sun Goes Up.
Sokozo.
Sun Goes Up is pretty good, too. I like that. I think most people like that one better. But I'm not most people. Does anybody have any choice that isn't O's?
I honestly know.
Um,
Like, it's not even close.
Question 3.
Agito.
Oh yeah, Agito has at least
the-
2 really fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, it's got
insert
Believe
themes.
Yourself.
It has Machine Tornado.
Yeah.
Tornado.
I fucking love that song.
It has fucking Gil's theme. What is it called?
Oh,
Gil's theme.
it's called Theme of Gills. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
really good though, is the thing. Oh well.
Vaguely. Yeah.
3. Also on the topic of insert themes, if you could give a character or form an insert theme that didn't receive one, what and who would it be and why? For example, I would make Unlimited Drive type Trideron's theme into a duet between Shinosuke and Krim instead of a Kamen Rider Girls song.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's always worth replacing a Kamen Rider Girls song.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm coming out swinging.
Some hot opinions in this Rider Club Radio. I actually don't really care for them either. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're forgettable.
Here's what I know is going to happen. I'm going to pick a form, and then it's gonna have an insert theme already. I know that's what's gonna fucking
that's
happen.
exactly
Yeah,
what I'm
trying to
worried
think.
about.
Like, did I'm trying to even remember.
Like, did
the name of
Survive had an
Kachidoki?
insert theme?
it. Did Kachidoki have an insert theme?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I
it
think
did.
so,
It didn't play
yeah.
the first time it appeared, but it played later.
Oh yeah, that
give-
was like the A-A-O.
I would give
Yeah,
Kuga's
yeah.
theme. Kuga would have a theme for every form.
Yeah, in a
Kuga doesn't
perfect
have any
world.
insert themes. That's
No,
true.
I would give it a theme for every form. Haha, safe, bitches.
Damn it! Damn it!
Okay. Well,
Next
shit,
question.
that's hard.
Next question.
Fucking every Sentai character has their own goddamn
Yeah,
song
they
in,
do.
in albums when they come out.
Yeah.
Question 4. Do you think we could ever have a woman as a secondary writer, since it seems almost impossible that we would have a main writer woman? I know that's a lot of questions. Thanks again for the podcast, and pour one out for all the toy news we lost along the way. As always, Swirly Jiffy.
We kind of
I
had
would-
a secondary female writer in Gaim, except
She was a tertiary writer.
She was
Yeah.
a quaternary.
quaternary.
Yeah, she was a
Quaternary.
whatever. Tertiary just means not first or secondary. You guys know that, right? It's not like trishadary or anything.
I thought it meant
She was-
thirtiary.
She was a mook replacement.
No, it's like a
Or like
tertiary
incendiary.
color. Oh.
Oh,
It's like a tertiary color, like on the color wheel, where there's primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors.
okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'll put it
Oh,
that
yeah.
way. I hope
I
there will be
want it.
a secondary as a lady.
Yeah, I would want
I
it. I
doubt
don't think
anyone
they'll
would
do
be.
it.
I doubt anyone would be diametrically opposed to it.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of if Toei gives enough of a shit to do it.
like Toei very squarely markets Kamen Rider towards young boys between age like 8 and 12, 8 and 13. They have a they know their market 1000%.
Well, 8
I
and
don't
13 seems like you're skewing it a little later. Because you've seen the live events, haven't you, where it's like toddlers in the
That's
audience?
true. 5 to 12.
Yeah,
let's say.
something like that.
Like they've got their audience on fucking lockdown, and they know that audience better than anything. And I don't.
And
know
that audience
how,
thinks girls are gross.
Yeah, I don't know how they'd be. I don't know how like open they'd be to trying to branch out from that audience that they have so like.
I
innocent
mean, it's
blushes.
weird to me because Super Sentai has the same exact audience, but they have at least 2 girls in every season for the most part.
Yeah,
And the next Sentai is going to be 3 moms.
yeah, that's so cool. That's such a
That's
funny
great.
idea. I like that.
It
I
is a
wish
special.
Kamen
It's not
Rider
the
was on the
next-
same level as like respect for women as Sentai has been doing for like 20 years.
Well,
Yeah, it's a
maybe
fun
one
idea.
day. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really strange at this point, I think, that there have been shows that had so many writers in them and, like, no women.
Well,
Besides a
X8 had
couple.
2 female writers. They had Poppy and they had Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah, what did either of them do?
Well, Spencer's Gifts ended
She
up
beat the
beating
game.
Kronos,
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
technically. She
Spoilers,
was kind
I
of like
guess.
playing the game when everyone stopped playing.
Yeah. Everyone else
Spoiler,
forgot.
spoilers, I guess, but,
I mean, I feel like most people watched X8.
yeah, I mean, it had a couple of female characters in it who became writers. I just wish that they would continue to do so and not just stand in the background.
Yeah, I agree there.
We're being greedy, guys. We want a woman to transform and then do something.
To remain relevant to the plot and not die.
Thanks for
It's
that.
all
And
it's
also
all.
not be a bad character.
Yeah.
Thanks for that email, Swirly Jiffy.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Our
TY.
next email is from Flesh Colored Ranger,
Here he comes.
who says, "Greetings, RCR. Hope I got this email in time for this month's show. Evault took over my body, so I've been busy dealing with the fallout of that. Trying to smooth things over in my interpersonal relationships, etc. I just wanted to plug 2 things. First, everybody watch Amazons on Amazon's Prime. Amazon Prime.
Amazon's Prime.
The more views it gets, the more likely we are to see more series on the platform. Probably, right? I don't know how these things work. I've left it on in the background at work probably a half a dozen times for the whole series. Get those views up. Is that how that works?
I think it only counts views like once per account.
Second, everybody should buy Jeff shirts. I picked up a couple and I'm totally rocking them. A word of advice though, the sizes tend to run a little smaller than normal, but that's okay. All the ladies love my middle-aged dad bod and this too tight rider shirt. That's a good point. Like, I've only ordered one shirt and it came out fine, but I've heard from a few people that they do tend to run a little bit smaller. So keep that in mind. Thank you for plugging my own business, Flesh Colored Ranger.
I guess now we don't have to mention that at the end of the
In the next email, he's
episode.
going to ask you for his check.
I
Yeah,
gotta
25
delete that
cents has been deposited into your account.
one. I gotta delete that one real quick. Hold on. Our next email is from Don Piantis, who says, "Hey RCR, thanks for answering my question last month about what riders you guys would be. It helps with my fan fiction. Funny thing about Tomaz's choices, Slingshot secondary rider to Jeff's primary rider, but I'll explain the details next month in next month's email or on Twitter. Damn, he's putting us on a fucking cliffhanger in this email."
He's crafting a mythos.
I don't even remember what rider I am.
I don't remember
Me either.
mine either, actually. By the way, I also listened to a batch of the podcast episodes about Drive. It made me wish I knew about RCR earlier because I dropped Drive when it came out. I was basically Liam without Jeff to power through early Drive. It irked me a lot that I might as well be called Urkel. Because it irked him.
Because it irked you so bad.
Because it irked him, yes.
Get it?
Because he didn't have any cheese.
If
got
John
any
Piantis was here right now, he'd be like, "Yeah, that was supposed to be a joke."
That's
And I'd be like,
that's
"Yeah,
the
I
joke.
didn't laugh."
Stoop. Yeah.
Questions. 1. What are your thoughts on whether common riders being called something other than common riders, like Onis, magicians, armored riders, etc.? He thinks that not calling them common riders could give the riders more freedom. But the thing about that is, like, it doesn't matter in any of these stories that they're called common riders. Like, they just kind of
so.
addendum that on.
Yeah, the armored rider thing in Gaim was alright. I didn't mind that at all. And I remember in Drive when, like, one of the Roid mutes, like, looked at Drive and was like, "Oh, the common rider." I was just like, what? Is this like an established thing in this world?
Apparently it is now.
I mean,
Well,
it
I
kinda
think that was
was.
just him. I think that was just the Roid mute saying, like, "Oh, it's a masked person on a bike."
It's a masked rider.
Helmeted rider.
He does point out that Agitos are called Agitos.
I prefer when they're not called common riders, because usually it seems like a contrivance.
Yes.
Like there's no reason for them to call themselves that.
It is a contrivance, absolutely. I just don't think it really
It
matters
really isn't that important. No.
either way.
You just kind of suspend your disbelief. Like, you're
Yeah.
tuning in for Kamen Rider, you know what Kamen Rider is. They can at least assume that when they say Kamen Rider, you're just kind of all on the same page.
Yeah.
Question 2. What Kamen Rider song would you guys sing in a karaoke? I got the idea from Mike singing Believe Yourself. There are also group songs from series like Den-O and O's if you guys wish to sing as a group. If possible, make a sample of you guys singing and put it in the outro.
You know what's funny is
yeah.
I actually thought this. I actually did this. I was thinking last month about asking Jeff if I could record myself singing over the ending theme for Kuga for the outro song, and I just shelved it. I'm like, forget it. So that would be the song.
So you
that I
might
would
be
sing.
able to hear Tamaz sing, but it ain't happening for me.
It's gonna be like the end of Gran Torino.
Not not for the outro of this episode, but I absolutely agree that we should get together and record ourselves singing a song and splice it together with the background music. I am pro this idea.
I wouldn't sing a Kamen Rider song. I would, however, sing Cha-La Head Cha-La.
Okay, we'll do that one.
What was that? What was that song from Zyuohger where they did like the fist bump and hip thrust?
Oh, the what animal are you?
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
What's
like
in the
ending
box?
theme where they dance?
yeah.
Yeah, the ending theme where they dance and they smack their fists together and then like pelvic thrust.
Oh, that's not Zyuohger. That's the star one.
Yeah, Zoo Ranger.
The QQ Tama.
Q Ranger.
Q Ranger. That fucking song
Zero.
sucks.
Q Ranger
I
Zero.
hate that song, so no.
I love that song. Just because like, it's thrusting.
Didn't they take it out in later episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
do like
parents,
a weird chicken wing.
Parents didn't like them thrusting at their children, it turns out.
Yeah, almost like it's a shitty outro.
Well, I loved it.
So I guess the big resounding answer to that is maybe that'll happen soon.
Solid maybe. I'm all for it. It won't be the ending theme of this episode, unfortunately.
No,
but...
not this one. 3, with the news of Zeo coming soon, how will you guys determine whether the series is bad enough to drop? Will it be the first 10 episodes? Obviously, if the series is as bad as Ghost, it would be instantly dropped. But it would be fine if it was as bad as Kiva or another series. Will you guys also play a game like Bingo or Drink? Drink is my favorite game.
I'm gonna drink regardless of whether it's good or not, let's be honest. But...
Every time a person screams like Onari, take a shot, is what he says.
Then Liam would actually be dead on one of these episodes.
I think the way it's going to work out is that maybe 2 of us will be able to deal with it, and the other 2 will just fucking disappear. I don't know who those guys are going to be, but if this show even slightly smells like it's going to suck, I'm out. So,
see, I'm gonna show the audience a little bit how the sausage is made.
Sure.
Here, and I'm gonna say when the Kamen Rider series that's airing is bad, these episodes are a lot more fun to record.
I guess that's true.
It's a lot more fun to rip into a show than... Like, with Build, it's like, what did you guys think of the episode? It's good. I liked this. I liked this. It was good. All right, let's move on. Whereas, with Ghost, it was, a constant, disbelief. It was
every
hilarious.
little thing you could just tear apart. And
Yeah.
just be why did you do this?
I guess it's true. But my favorite thing that ever happened with Ghost, though, is we recorded an episode, and longtime fans remember this, where for about, I don't know, maybe 35 minutes, Liam was talking to me about Ghost, and I had not watched any of the episodes.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
He was just bluffing the entire time.
No, wasn't it for it was for a different show you guys were.
It was for Fies.
Fies, yeah. When he wanted me to watch Fies, and I hadn't watched any of it.
You were like, yeah, I didn't like that, and I was like, well, hang on, Jeff.
And Liam got a little legit angry at the end.
He made a solemn agreement, and he shattered it. God damn it!
Jeff is just an expert bullshitter.
Apparently, as it turns out. And the final question from Don Piantis is, E3 is coming up soon. Do you guys have any expectations or interests from any games or companies? I'm pretty hyped to hear what Smash Bros. 5 has to offer. Thanks for reading.
Well, Smash Bros. 5 would be fun, but you guys are just going to get mad at me when we play it together.
It's true.
I won't get mad at you, Max.
Yes, you will. Shut up.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
I'm too good at Smash Brothers to ever get mad at anybody when I play. I'm the one that they get mad
Max
at.
is just too good at Nintendo games. I can't ever beat him, and so I just always have to hang my head in shame as he beats me to the ground.
I remember at MagFest, they had the big console room. Next to the arcade, they had the room with all the consoles, and there was there was a little table for Smash 4. And I sat down, and I swear to God, I bodied all those nerds for 5 matches in a row. And then I was like, I'm bored. And I got up and left.
I'm bored.
I was sitting there
was
playing
really
with
funny.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
He bodied that nerd, too.
It was a slaughter.
Yeah,
Here's my question, right?
Tomas, if you ever want to beat me at a Nintendo game, beat me at the fucking new Mario Tennis game. I fucking suck at that shit.
I don't even have it, so you'll have to buy it for me. That's not me
it
saying
was a
you should
free
buy it for me.
demo.
Oh, okay. That's not me saying you should buy it for me. That's just me saying I'm not likely to buy it.
Everybody out there,
yeah,
buy
I
Tomas that game.
Yeah.
It'll be like all those DVDs of Vampire Assassin.
Here's my question, right? Everyone keeps telling me, endlessly, that Smash Brothers has been completely confirmed to be a sequel. But I have literally never once seen any concrete evidence that this is true.
I just feel like it's gonna run off the same thing. barely going to change anything in terms of mechanics or anything. They're just going to add new characters.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no evidence of anything right now. You just have that trailer that doesn't really show anything.
Yeah,
So
I think it's gonna be like an enhanced port. And I hate to say that because that's what, like, fucking kryptonite for Smash Brothers fans to hear, right?
It's just too soon for anything to really have any significant change.
Yeah, they definitely did not make a new engine up from the fucking ground for this with, like, new stats for all the characters and everything. Like, this feels like it might be called Smash Brothers 5, which I'd be fine with, but I think it's basically Smash 4 with new characters added.
I wouldn't be averse to that.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I never had a Wii U, so I had to skip Smash 4. So I'd love to buy Smash 5.
You and most everybody else. Yeah.
If there's going to be a chance for people to play it, then I think that's just what they're going for.
Yeah.
I would love a new F-Zero game.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there were those leaks that came out, and then the leaks had mentioned Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and that was on there, and it's like, if you called that, then
maybe
the rest
F-Zero.
of those leaks are pretty, like, reliable.
Mm-hmm.
And if so, then Liam is getting himself a new F-Zero game.
Man,
There was a Star Fox racing game that people have been bouncing around. I don't know how that's going to be.
Hey, Max, did you get to play F-Zero GX at the arcade and at MagFest?
MagFest.
Oh yeah, the F-Zero AX machine.
Yeah,
No,
F-Zero AX.
I didn't get a chance to do that.
Oh, man,
I
that
played it like
sucks.
4 times.
Yeah, I think I played it like 4 times, too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Max.
It's okay.
Our next question comes from
Wait, I've got a
Oh,
spicy opinion about E3 real quick.
Okay.
I want to know more about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I actually want to know more about that, too. It looks like a little fun game.
I think
because you're a Gen 1-er?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore Gen 1er, and also, I wasn't interested in it at all, and then it was like, hey, you can couch co-op. And I immediately leaned forward in my chair.
Yeah.
I was like, what's this? Couch co-op in a console game? So I want to know more now. I'm interested suddenly.
The couch co-op seems a little interesting because you can play it with one Joy-Con each.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just thinking that people will play couch co-op by themselves and just use both the Joy-Cons normally.
That's incredibly sad.
That was my
really
first
sad.
impression. Is I'm just going to play 2 people because then I can play dual battles by myself.
It's the most tragic way
And
to play
honestly,
Pokemon.
if there was a universe where I cared about this game, that would probably be what I ended up doing, but I'm not really interested in it, so I'm just not going to... That's fine.
Which
How
one
can
you
I
gonna
prevent
get?
this? Maybe Eevee, I don't know.
See, I was leaning towards Eevee, but then I started to wonder, like, what if you can't evolve the starter?
I heard you can't. I heard you cannot evolve Eevee.
Oh, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and
because
go
it like
with
sits on
Pikachu
your
then.
shoulder.
Yeah, he just sits on your shoulder.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with
Also,
Pikachu.
there's no battling Pokemon. It's just you catch them like it's Pokemon Go.
You battle trainers, but you can't
You
battle
battle
wilds.
trainers.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's very weird.
This is
It's very,
it is important to note that this is
basic.
not the console Pokemon game that they were talking about before. That one comes
there's
out in
another one.
2019.
Yeah, there's another one coming.
Okay. Then maybe
Yeah, I'm kind
won't
of interested in
touch
this
one.
because I want to play co-op Pokemon. We're all running around in the same area together on the couch.
I tried to understand Pokemon Go, but I can't.
I played it for a while.
I played it for like 2 weeks and I ditched it because it didn't have any depth.
Yeah.
If there's something that requires me to have my phone out in public, I'm not gonna. I can't do it.
I went hard on it for like the first few days. I was riding my bike all around the neighborhood and like running into people everywhere that were sitting at stops and doing all this other shit. And after a few days went by, I thought about like, what does all of this mean? Like, what am I getting out of this? And you can't do like anything other than like fight for those little gyms. At least they probably have added more stuff since then. But when I was playing, all you could do was send those Pokemon to those gyms. You couldn't have them like do anything else. I just ditched it.
I'm getting a kick out of Tamaz being like, yeah, I don't know what I got out of it. I was riding my bike and getting a lot of exercise. I was meeting people and talking to them. What the fuck game is this?
Well,
Stupid.
that was a nice little benefit. I was already like going around and riding my bike a lot at that time. That was just sort of like another reason to go do it. I did like that everyone like got out of the house and was doing all this, meeting random people that were sitting in, places where this game had decided that there were, gyms because they used all this data from the other game.
People who buy plane tickets to go to fucking Australia just so they can get a Kangaskhan, that's a bit too much. I mean, instead of going to Australia to see Australia.
Yeah, that's true. Any other hot takes on E3 predictions?
I am done.
I want to see Metroid Prime 4, and that's
too.
really about it.
Knack
Everything
3.
else is just gravy.
Knack. You're waiting for that Knack 3?
You want? I stole that joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Max. Knack is already a joke.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Got
sure
him.
Donkey has Knack. I'm pretty sure Donkey has the Knack copyright at this point.
There was a joke. I'm not sure. Was it you, Tomas, who retweeted it? No, it was friend of the show Graham. It was like a poster of Gex and Croc.
I saw
yeah.
that.
And the ampersand in the middle was from Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and it had a Valve logo on it too.
And Obsidian.
Yeah.
Perfect. Our next email is from Jeto Jagua, who says, "Hey guys, thanks a lot for being kind and letting us know when to write you. I've been wanting to send an email for months, but couldn't figure out when the right time was. Anyway, you guys talk a lot about Heisei Rider all the time, but I'd like to know your opinions on Showa Rider series. Which ones have you watched? Which Showa series is your favorite and least favorite? Best Showa Rider? Worst one? What would you like to watch that you haven't already? Why are the kids' shorts so fucking short?" Thanks for the great content.
I don't have an answer for that last one. I don't think anyone does.
No.
Because they're comfy. For just as like a future note, I feel like the best time to send in emails would just be any time before the first of the month. We don't always we don't necessarily record on the first of the month, but it's usually within the first week of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Just send your email with your rent check.
Well, I've seen the original Kamen Rider. I've seen V3. I've seen part of X. I've seen Stronger. I've seen most of Black and part of Black RX. And I saw the Zek Cross special.
What is your favorite of all those?
Rider 1.
Yeah, I figured.
Duh.
Get with
The
the
only-
program, nerd!
Look, Jeff has a brand, and his brand is Rider 1.
That's right.
That's
His
right.
brand is, you think that he is going for some, secret underground, ultra trendy, ultra hip favorite, and he's like, no, man, this is the guy that likes Mario.
My
And
favorite
he likes...
character is Tackle.
It's not a bad choice.
No,
Toei disagrees with you calling her a rider.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Toei!
The only shows that I've watched the whole way through are Stronger and Black, and of those, I think Black was definitely the better one.
Yeah, the best
I really loved it.
the best series is
Yeah. But my favorite rider from Showa is probably Stronger. I just think his powers are really cool. His electricity powers, and I like a lot of his fights are like, I can't beat this guy, I gotta get him in a lake so that I could just electrocute the whole lake. At least 4 times he does that.
I really want to watch Super 1.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
Because Super 1 is batshit fucking crazy with the monsters, and he gets his powers from being a spaceman, and he gets upgraded for space, and then just never goes back. He just uses martial arts instead.
The budget runs out.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Super Juan.
I haven't seen... surprise. I haven't seen any Showa shows. I've never watched one.
Yikes.
I really have wanted to watch Black, but that's really about it. Everything else, I just haven't had a really strong pull in any one direction to watch any of the Showa series. But I would also like to watch Super 1. I know it's not translated. If it was translated, I would watch it.
I think it got translated a few
When did
months
it get
ago.
translated?
I think somebody just appeared and they
Yeah.
had every episode translated, and they were just like, "Here you go."
Some
What the
dude
fuck?
just popped in out of nowhere and said, "Here's the whole show."
Yeah.
Some dude just Merry Christmased out the fucking Super 1 subs?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, it happened a few months ago.
I think we talked about it.
We
actually.
mentioned
Not
it,
a-
on the
yeah.
I'm
show.
out of the picture.
We'll have to find it. It's somewhere.
But yeah, I always thought Super 1's design was kind of neat.
I love his tassels.
Yeah, like
yeah,
his
the
little
tassels. Like,
arm
I hate the
tassels.
tassels on Beast Hyper, but Super 1, he looks cool.
Yeah.
It's just because he's not really terrible colors.
He's a bee as well. Like that's the
He's a
bug he's
bee?
based on. He's
He a
a bee.
He a bee.
What about you, Max?
I'm with Tomas. I haven't watched any. Most of my experience with Showa is ridiculous clips and GIFs. And I really do want to see Black too, just because everyone loves it, I guess.
Black's
And,
very good.
Whatever. I'll go along with everyone's opinion. I don't care.
Max is
and-
like, I'm a sheep. I'll watch it. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. I want to see V3 because it has my favorite secondary character, Rider Man.
V3 is great at the beginning, and then great when Rider Man shows up. But it's really kind of a slog in between.
And yeah, Rider Man's cool because he's got his face showing. I like that.
He's got a
It's
robot
cool.
arm.
He's got a bionic arm, and everyone knows I love bionic arms.
It's true. That's Max's brand. Bionic arms.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't know. I haven't really had the motivation to see it either. If someone just like showed up at my doorstep with a spindle of DVD-Rs that just said Kamen Rider on it, I would just be like, oh yeah, thanks, I'll watch
What
it
is-
now.
What is your opinion on the Gackt version of Rider Man?
It's dumb.
Thank you. Okay.
There's a Gackt version of
Yeah,
Rider Man?
in one of the Decade movies, Gackt plays Rider Man from a different world.
Of course, there's a fucking
And
Gackt
he,
in the decade.
Nickelodeon Gackt.
he literally has...
I think that's another contender for a show name.
He literally just has like a silver tube on his arm that has shit coming off of it.
Yeah, his arm looks so dumb. What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, it looks
It's like if-
terrible.
It's like when you're a kid and you're like, I'm Mega Man, and you put a sleeping bag on your arm.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a rolled up sleeping bag.
Yeah, I was
Well
thinking
done.
it's when you
Can.
put like you take the tube from the paper towels and you put it on your arm and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
Mega Man, pew pew.
You can fit your arm in there?
When I was a tiny
Yeah.
child.
If you're fucking
Okay, yeah,
5
you
years
make a
old,
fair
yeah.
point. But when you're older, it's like you're like 16, you're rolling up your sleeping bag and you shove it in your arm, and you're like, "Oh," and you put it away because you're not a child anymore.
Maybe you put it away. Our next email is from Anna, aka Anachronist. Anachronism? Hey
Anachronist.
guys.
I'm an anachronist.
Hope you're all doing well. Just a few questions for you all today, but before that, I wanted to say first, episode 38 was fantastic. How about that conversation between Katsuragi and Gentoku? I'm sure Jeff
Shit, yeah.
especially liked that part. Actually, Tamaz beat me to the punch on that one. I was going to bring it up, but he brought it up first.
It's a good scene.
That's some good shit.
Also, Utsumi's transformation at the end was fantastic and unsettling as all hell. It was great. I love the juxtaposition of the chaotic mass of wires and tubes piercing into him as opposed to everyone else's more ordered and controlled transformation.
I just like how happy he was to be freed of Nanba. He just broke that cane over his knees. Like, fucking finally.
I wonder what was making him be so loyal. Like, why didn't he just rebel earlier? Why did Nanba have to die for him to just feel like he could escape?
See, I don't think he was feeling like he was gonna escape. I think he just has lost it because the guy who raised him and he's devoted his entire life to just got murdered, so he needs to devote his life to someone else immediately.
I think Utsumi's
I
just
think
a
your
survivor.
argument holds up better than mine.
I think he's just a survivor. Like it's join join Evolt or die, probably, so...
He just wanted that sweet rebound.
Anyways, on the questions. 1, is it me or does Evolt Black Hole look kinda incomplete? Like, the arms and legs are still red and blue Evolt colors. How sick would it be if the whole suit was black and white like the torso and helmet? I'm kinda holding out that he gets one more power boost later and the suit becomes complete. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Possible.
It is due to budgetary constraints.
I think he's gonna get another boost because he was talking about how on this planet he can evolve beyond his limits.
Yeah, that would be neat.
So that's
All
definitely
black and
gonna
white would
happen.
be neat. But right now it seems like budgetary constraints. Like, we'll get you a coat and a new helmet. We can't do the arms.
That's all we got right now.
It's not in the budget.
The guys in the paint lab, they're being rushed.
Researching
Oh,
every
shit.
day new
We can't
ways
finish
to dip
this.
things into paint.
The episode's like in 20 minutes. We can't finish painting this.
They got their rollers on the suit.
Speaking of suits, opinions on spoiler form.
Which spoiler form? There's like 4.
for.
The preview form that was
Yeah.
in scans
Oh.
like last year.
I'm
I don't
not
really
a
like
huge
it.
fan of it, is what she says.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
It's got all sorts of baubles all over that thing.
Should we save our true opinions for when it actually gets shown in the show?
I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
let's
give
do that.
preliminary thoughts, but like true opinions will have to wait.
I don't really like it.
I
Yeah.
thought Evol was busy.
Yeah, Jesus, I can't wait to do that fucking splash image. 2, what's your guys' brackets from best to worst riders in build as of now? And has anything changed due to recent episodes? Mine probably goes Sento, Ryuga, Evolt, and Gentoku are tied. Evolt and Gentoku. Kazumin, and then the Heck Bros. Utsumi's not ranked yet, but I have a good feeling about his 10-episode tenure as a rider. Gentoku definitely went up over the last few episodes, is what she said.
I think Gentoku's a good second place for me.
Oh, yeah?
Second, wow.
Yeah.
See,
I'd say Banjo first, then Sento second, then Grease. I like Grease a lot. Then Evolt, then Gentoku, then the Funky Boys.
I thought we were going to be on the same page for 2 seconds, because mine goes Banjo, Sento, Gentoku,
Ooh.
Evolt, Kazumin, and then the Heck Bros.
Heck Bros is a solid last. That's
I'm not even going to bother ranking the Heck Bros because they're so
Yeah.
far down the list you can't even see them. I'm actually going to say Sento first,
okay.
So did Anna.
and then I really like Kazumi as a character. It's just they haven't done anything with him like as a fighter for a while. So I'd say Sento, Kazumi, Banjo, Evol, Rogue, or whatever. I forget what he's the crocodile in Rogue.
Yeah, he's Kamen Rider Rogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Rogue.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really like any of them less. They're all really pretty good. I think Evol. I mentioned this before, but I feel like Evol is one of the best villains of like the past 20 years for
you
Kamen Rider.
Did you say Banjo's name at any point?
Yeah, I put him after Kazumi.
Okay. What about you, Max?
Banjo first.
Mm-hmm,
I like that guy. He's a cool dude.
He is.
Gentoku, I don't know, for some reason I really like his character. He's neat.
Yeah, I agree.
I like his beard.
Old beard.
He's had a lot of.
I knew the moment that he when his old pa got knocked out for the first time, and they got the close up on him where he's like looking all crazy, stroking his beard. And I was just like, I think I'm gonna like this character.
He's had some development since the beginning of the show, quite a bit.
Yeah, he hasn't really disappointed, but after that Sento, then I'd say Grease Boy. and then Evolt. That's it.
No Heck Bros.
Are we missing someone?
Heck Bros
No.
are in Heck.
No, that's all of
Yeah.
them. I will say
They're
that I
gone
started
now.
out liking Sento best, but Banjo has definitely overtaken him by just a little with his development throughout the series.
Yeah.
I like Banjo more now than I did before.
I like
He's-
most of the characters now than I did before, just because they've all had really good character arcs.
Yeah, they've all developed a lot.
Yeah. I kind of miss, what's his name? Soichi.
So
miss
like
him.
actual Soichi.
Yeah.
did.
I liked him best.
He's not dead. He's in a hospital.
He did.
He's not dead.
He's in the
He
hospital.
I liked him best when he just came out as evil. Like we just found out, and Sento fought him with the soda pop form.
did.
Like that was when he was at his coolest.
And he was
Soichi.
standing in the rain, transforming in the quiet.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
coolest scene with him so far.
He did.
He did. He's
It
asleep.
makes me wonder if Evolt has like a an actual alien form, like
Probably.
Or if he's just the suit.
He probably does have an alien form, but we're definitely never going to see it.
is he just goo that goes up snatches?
Yes.
He could just be Snatch Goop. Yeah.
Snatch.
Kamen Rider Snatch Goop.
Or maybe he's the tar monster that kills Tasha Yar.
He really could be. This could be a prequel. Thanks again for everything you all do, your good opinions, and your terrible ones too, Anna.
You're
we-
welcome.
Thank you.
We only
Thanks
have
for
good
writing.
opinions.
We only have good opinions.
As
We
Liam
have
says,
correct
taking all his bad opinions and shoving them in the bottom of the drawer. Like, oh no.
Our next email is from Copper Popper, and warning, it gets pretty rude. So,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
hey guys, it's Copper Popper. I haven't been able to keep up with builds, so I have questions about your tastes in riders. What is Tomaz's and the fourth guy's favorite riders overall? I know Liam will suck the chrome off of Knight's codpiece, and Jeff will JO with Joker. But I want to know their top riders and a little bit about why.
I thought I was the fourth guy. I thought Tomaz and Max bumped me down.
I'm the Taco Bell fourth meal.
Anyway, love your work, and I'll hop back to listening once I finish up my latest project. Have a lovely month, and watch out for piles of goo from Mars. Apparently, he'll go right up your snatch, so...
I gotta wear a nice polished codpiece to protect my my nether regions.
So, what is your favorite riders overall, fellas?
Well, I like Kuga a lot. That's no surprise. But I also really like O's. And
One and done question, motherfucker. Who's your favorite?
Okay, fine. Favorite Kuga.
Damn,
Alright.
that was said
Good
with
choice.
such conviction. I'm impressed.
I like Kuga not only as a rider, but I think Godai is just the epitome, the epitome. I think he's the epitome of what it really means to be like a common rider in my heart. Like he is so devoted to his cause of just being the best person he can be, not only for himself but for the good of everyone else.
Yeah.
Absolute
good boy.
agreement.
He's a
He's a
man.
paragon.
I'd give him a hug.
What about you, Max?
Y'all know I like Burf.
Barf.
Burf. He's a cool dude. I loved it when Date is in the suit, not other guy. He's okay too.
Whatever his name is.
Godot.
Broto.
Brodo. But Date is a great character. I like him a lot. He's there to do a job, but he's also there for more. And a lot more than he's a little bit more sometimes a little bit more of a character than Eiji is sometimes.
Yeah.
He definitely has more character than Eiji sometimes.
And that's, they just gravitate towards the happy-go-lucky goofball but also serious man who wants $1 million so he can open his museum and get a boulette out of his Brian.
Fourth guy's name is Max. I wanted to point that out. Tomaz is spelled Tomaz, for anybody who needs to know.
And isn't following some of us on Twitter.
It's Spanish.
His email turned out to be a lot less rude than I thought it was going to be, from talking about Liam sucking a dick and me jerking off over Joker. So
That's
I
par for the
apologize for that.
course. Yeah.
Will I give birth to birth?
Heyo.
Only if you got the snatch goo.
Also, I just really like mechanical riders. I think that's cool. I like
Yeah.
Yeah, like G3X. Oh, God.
G3X is so cool.
Fucking love that rider. Our final
I
email
love
of the
that
night.
gun.
Our final email of the night is from Eric, friend of the show.
Hey.
Hey, it's Irk.
It's
Friend
Eric.
of our hearts.
It's Boogie.
We've all known Eric as long as we've known each other.
Yes. Hey RCR, first time, long time, and big fan of the Big Fan of X running gag here. That's from the other podcast. That's from M-Class podcast, you dolt.
This is a major
People-
crossover happening.
People continuously write into M-Class with big fan of dumb thing here.
Oh, big fan of Sluggo Cola.
Yeah, big fan of Satan here. With the final stretch of build on the horizon, I figured this might be the best time to send in a question, and here it is. What character in build would you like to have been fleshed out more? I feel that, as per series usual, most of the characters without drivers have been left to the wayside as far as character development goes. It's always a bit annoying to me when a non-writer supporting cast doesn't get a chance to shine or do as much as the main writer's cheerleading squad. That's all they are. Episode 38 especially made me think that Utsumi's descent into madness would have been more impactful if he had gotten to do so much else than play the second fiddle to the villain of the arc for the entire show. Mm-hmm. Keep on writering, Eric.
Yeah, if Utsumi did more than just hold an iPad and go, oh, yes, or jump out from behind some barrels, he would probably be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say Utsumi. Failing that, though, probably the Funky Boys. They had, shit for characterization.
I'm gonna go with Sawa.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they completely gloss over the fact that she's been brainwashed since she was a child by a corporation to do its bidding.
Yeah, she doesn't
like-
do shit this month.
That should really
No.
have, done more to her, perhaps? They could have explained anything, but maybe she's gonna turn traitor again, and that's why.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
She's gonna pull out a knife and, stab Build in the back when he's about to do the finishing blow.
That'd be
I
sick.
feel like they kept Sawa in the cast just because they have to.
Why do they have
contract?
I don't know, maybe there's a contract that says that they can't, get her out of the cast.
You know who needed a little more characterization is Grease's gang.
to?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Nameshiba?
Yeah, Nameshiba.
Nameshiba.
The most important character in build history, Nameshiba.
The three, the Akaba, Aoba, and Kiba needed more characterization so that you'd be sadder when they died.
That's
Like
true.
That is very
Aoba,
true.
Aoba was the first and it was shocking. And then the other two...
It was mostly shocking because the main character killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the only reason it had the emotional impact that it did. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
you didn't
know
care
this
that Alba
motherfucker.
died.
Yeah, I think if
You
they
just-
had been fleshed out more, it would have been a little more emotional when they died. I didn't give a fuck about Kiba or Akaba dying at all.
Imagine if Build killed, Grease or something.
Yeah,
Jesus, yeah.
that would be a lot more impactful.
Must be some crazy shit.
I think Misora could use some more time, just because recently she's just been the naysayer, and then also the Queen of Mars is in her soul.
Vernage, we know nothing about
Vernage.
her.
Yeah,
She's just some spectral entity from a dead civilization that occasionally moves things with her mind and teleports people places, and then gets really tired and goes to sleep.
Mars is a magical place where you're a magical alien.
Yeah,
Yep.
aliens got a lot of magic in this program, don't they?
Yeah.
Well,
It'd be good if they found a planet of aliens and they were just like shitty and couldn't do anything. They were really weak.
it's called Earth.
Oh,
Get dunked on Earth.
damn. Fucking Slade.
That was a self burn, I think.
Yeah, I was in there. I'm on that. You know what? I think that's the end of our program because that was our last email.
Okay.
That's okay. It's 2.5 hours later.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you guys would like to hear more from the real Funky Bros, Rider Club Radio, then you can follow us on Twitter at Rider Club Radio.
That's
Or
where we be.
it's where we retweet stuff and make hilarious tweets. If you'd like to send in an email with a question about Kamen Rider or anything, really, any sort of talking point,
Anything.
anything at all.
It could
Our
be
favorite
about-
cereal,
The cooking tips. I don't
cooking.
know.
Yeah,
Liam
I
has
could.
been-
Hey, please
Liam
send me
has been
cooking tips.
fucking holding out on cereal emails since we started the program.
And no one has called him on it.
No.
I'm waiting for someone to ask me what my favorite cereal is.
What is your favorite cereal, Liam?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That is a damn good
It's a
choice.
fucking
That
great
is
cereal.
tasty. My favorite's Count Chocula.
Do they still make
My,
chocolate?
my favorite
Only
is
at
seasonal.
Halloween.
see. My favorite's Frankenberry.
Now there's something I have never
Nah,
had in my life.
I'm actually joking. It's Booberry.
Okay,
You know
still
that
never
stuff
had it.
turns your poop purple. You know
That's
that,
right.
That's the best part.
That's why he
Yeah.
buys it.
It's the only reason I eat it.
And he can show his
Trick or
wife.
treat.
So you don't have to send us an email about cereal anymore, but you can send us an email about anything else, and that's at riderclubradio@gmail.com. No spaces or caps or nothing.
Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your wife's boyfriend, tell them to listen to Rider Club Radio.
Damn.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Night.
Good
Buy
night.
a shirt.
Bye.
Buy Jeff's shirts.
Bye.
Ugh.